25 years. Visit them at tntbuilderinc.com.
Hey, Knights fans, 2027 season tickets are now on sale. Get a head start on next summer and renew your season tickets early. Head down to the box office before the end of the 4th inning or email us at tickets@corvallisknights.com to lock up your seats for next season. This season, the Knights and Pape Material Handling are teaming up once again to support Community Outreach Inc. For every stolen base at home this season, the Knights and Pape will each donate $25 to COI. And the total is doubled when the Knights win. Kids, don't forget to run the bases after the game and get player autographs, courtesy of Old Spaghetti Factory. Once the game is over, access the field or the TNT Builders Party Deck down the third baseline. Tonight's game is sponsored by Pioneer Connect. As community champions, Pioneer Connect gives back to the communities they serve through sponsorships, scholarships, volunteering, and so much more. With over 75 years of serving its cooperative members, Pioneer is proud to deliver a Grand Slam connection with fiber internet. Join the Fiber Force to experience.
Hi again, everybody, from Goss Stadium at Coleman Field on the campus of Oregon State University in Corvallis, along with Everett Bartee, Brian Thomas, Dale Hummel, Javon Grossman, and Garrett Dworshak. This is Mike Parker welcoming you to Game 2 of the 3-game West Coast League Series between the Corvallis Knights and the Ridgefield Raptors. 79 degrees, an AQI of 18, and that means it's another pleasant, beautiful, if not deep summer night for baseball. A great night. We've kind of fallen short of those really high heat days, and I know that's a joy for many of you. Perhaps we'll get a bit of our own version of a true summer heat wave at some point, but as so much of the rest of the nation deals with incredibly high temperatures, once again, we don't take it for granted that we're in a beautiful, mild part of the world, and another gorgeous evening to that end here tonight on a special night at the ballpark. Pioneer Connect Salute to Service Night, free admission for veterans this evening, and there will be various themes along the way to honor our veterans tonight here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Coming up next in our pregame show, a really enjoyable conversation with last night's winning pitcher, Micah Hagler, the pride of Burien, Washington, and Seattle University. He shares his story, beginning with how well he pitched last night. 5 innings with everything working and got the win in the series opener. The Knights trying to win another series tonight. We'll be back with Micah Hagler in 2 minutes on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Back on another beautiful night at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Knights and Ridgefield Raptors. Game 2, the Knights took Game 1. The winning pitcher joins me, Micah Hagler out of Burien, Washington, Seattle U, and we're going to learn a little bit about Micah's backstory and his presence with the Knights. But let's just start with the immediate, Micah. I thought you pitched really well last night. Were you pleased with how everything worked for you last night?
Yeah, I thought it was a good outing. There were some things that happened that I didn't exactly want, but I mean, that's how it is. You just gotta keep your mind positive and work through those things and kind of get through it in a way.
The thing that I've been most impressed with is you throw strikes, your command of the zone. Tell me a little bit about that. Is that something that's just always been part of who you are and what you are? You fill up the zone?
Yeah, that's kind of what I base my game off of for sure. I'm not like known as like the hardest throwing guy, so I kind of use two-seam to my advantage and kind of get some play off that, and I'll get some fisted ground balls to my infielders, which gets the job done all the time. But I love working all parts of the zone, keeping hitters off balance with different types of pitches and just filling up the zone for sure. Easiest way to get outs.
And it looked like in that first inning you set a tone. First pitch, ground ball out. I don't know how many pitches total in the inning, but 3 ground outs. When you're on, could you kind of feel like, okay, it's working, the two-seamer's working, you were breaking bats, getting ground balls?
Yeah, the nerves were actually a little up because it was my first start this summer. So I was like, wow, I really need to do well. And then the first pitch was ground ball, and then from there it was just the sail was off and I was just rolling. So
it was great to watch Micah Hagler, my guest, and your parents were here watching you in your first start. You were telling me they both went to the University of Washington, so we can kind of get into your backstory a little bit. Burien is exactly where in relation to Seattle?
Burien is about 20 minutes south of Seattle, so it's right next to the airport pretty much. Yeah.
And so you grew up in Husky country and a Husky fan. Now Seattle U, so it's very competitive, I'm sure, but did you grow up in that Husky culture and kind of like Husky football when you were a kid, and even now a little bit?
Yeah, I grew up in the Husky culture for sure. Just parents both going there, huge Husky fans. My grandpa has season tickets to football games, so that helped. So I'd always go to Husky games. Obviously now going to Seattle U, there's a little bit of a baseball rivalry, but Seattle U doesn't have football, so I don't have to worry about that rivalry. So that's been nice.
Tell us a little bit about how you ended up at Seattle U.
Yeah, so my freshman year of college, I went to Bellevue Community College, which is right across Lake Washington from Seattle, so not too far. Actually, where our field is right down the street from Bellevue Community College. And then that summer of my freshman year, I was playing for the Dub C Fish Sticks, which is a summer ball team up in the Seattle area. And then Coach Sales called me that summer and said that a spot opened up, and so he offered me a spot, and I was just super excited for the offer, and I pretty much accepted it immediately. So,
when you talk about the field where you play, are you talking about Bannerwood Park? Is that where Seattle U still plays? And I've been with Oregon State. I do Oregon State games, so I've been to that ballpark a couple of times and like it a lot. What's it like to pitch in there? Is it pitcher friendly? Is the field play true? What are you dealing with there?
It is a definitely pitcher friendly stadium. We got, especially in like the early spring, the trees are kind of dead. So the batter's eye isn't exactly what you would want from a hitter's perspective, but as a pitcher, I love it. So ball doesn't fly very well too, so it's awesome.
Micah Hagler joining me. So your first start here with the Knights, how have you been used at Seattle U, and have they told you how they plan on what they're planning on how to work you, bringing you back next year?
Yeah, so my sophomore year, which I just finished my junior year, so my sophomore year was a little all over the place. I started as kind of a reliever, and then I worked my way into a starting role towards the middle and end of the year. So that was a ton of fun getting to do that experience. And then this year I started every weekend on Sundays. So yeah.
Sunday guy, does that mean there's a chance to be a Friday guy? Is that spot open perhaps? Are you going to compete for that?
Yeah, for sure. I think their plan, for me, was to just be the Sunday guy, because obviously that's the rubber match game. So we kind of ran it a little backwards this year, where we wanted our best guy at the back. So it just so happened that our Friday guy was also really good this year. So we lucked out with that.
So you'll just wait and see how it evolves then.
Yep, for sure.
Now, how about the nights then? The opportunity to come here, and what has the summer been like for you?
It's been super fun. Just getting to meet all the guys has been a super cool experience. I've been here for like around 3 weeks now, 2 weeks, something like that. But have had many different roles so far.
Yeah.
I think yesterday was my 4th outing, my first start. So I've had 3 relief appearances. They've all gone well. But it's just been fun, just getting to support the team in any way that I can, and coming up to playoffs where we'll be competing real hard to get there, and then once we get there, we'll be competing real hard in there. So,
Micah, there's a lot of things at stake for all of you in terms of innings, pitchers, in terms of ABs for position players, when to shut it down, how long to play on, and a lot of voices that say, hey, we want you to stop here, we don't want you to throw this many pitches, whatever the case may be. How do you sort that? And are you planning on trying to be with the Knights as long as you can through a playoff run?
Yeah, I'm for sure planning on being here. I'm down for whatever. I'll do whatever they need me to. If they need me to relieve in game 1 or game 2, then I'm down. If they want me to start a game later in the week, then I'm also so down. I just want to do whatever's best for the team and whatever leads to the most success.
Do you think that you may be done now and until the playoffs after last night, or do you know what your role is in these final 8 games of the regular season?
Yeah, sadly I'll be missing the last 4 games of the regular season, but I think I'm going to come in relief on Saturday.
Okay.
So that'll be a fun time. And then going into playoffs, I'm not sure what my role will be.
Yeah.
We've talked about starting, potentially we've talked about relieving, so we'll see when we get there. Depends on the situation we're in too. So.
Last thing then, and we've talked a little bit about this on and off a little bit off the air. Husky country, but certainly Mariner country, and you like the Mariners. However, there's this kind of odd Red Sox thing too. So tell me a little bit about your fandom in Major League Baseball.
No, yeah, so kind of split between the two. It's hard for me because I grew up a Red Sox fan. I don't exactly know why. I liked David Ortiz a lot as a kid. He reminded me of kind of how I played when I was in Little League and stuff. So just a big kid trying to hit bombs. That's kind of what I did when I was young. So I think I just adapted that, and then I just loved watching them. And then their run in 2018 when they won the World Series was a ton of fun to watch as a Red Sox fan. But also definitely a big Mariners fan, just being in the city all the time for my whole life. It's been super fun.
Well, it's been great to have you in the short time you've been a Knight, but look forward to running it out as long as possible. We'll follow you next year. I don't know if Oregon State and Seattle play each other. I never quite know what the schedule is. But I'll look you up, I hope, if the Beavers and Redhawks compete next year. It's great to have you here, Micah. Thanks for the time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Micah Hagler, my guest on the pregame show. The first pitch just around the corner, Game 2. The Knights looking to win another series and keep momentum rolling towards the playoffs. Back in 2 minutes with the first pitch at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. On the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
And now we're going to throw it back down to Vincent Brown, Orthodontics Junior first pitcher, Lowell. Take it away.
Play ball.
Raptors, the center fielder.
Here we go, game 2. The Knights victorious in the opener last night, leading off against Matthew Sherwood of the Corvallis Knights. For Chris Cota's Ridgefield Raptors, Ben Strutt leading off the center fielder. Hunter Comine batting second and playing left field. First ball swinging, which was a thing last night. Ben Strutt swings at the first pitch from Matt Sherwood, doesn't get it. We're underway. 0-1 the count. Hunter Comine in left in the 2 hole. Zach Wattis batting third at first base. Josh Proctor, the cleanup hitter, in right. Sherwood's off-speed pitch low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ben Strutt. Braden Watson, the designated hitter for Ridgefield tonight, batting 5th. Braden Orem hitting 6th. The shortstop, Bo Rico, batting 7th and catching. Nate Stuyvesant hitting 8th at 3rd. Fastball lined into center field. Base hit. Joey Morosco gets the baseball back in. Ben Strutt, a leadoff single. And Hunter Comine making his debut. Actually, he pinch hit late. It was introduced by yours truly and in the ballpark as Liam Ostrom wearing that number, but that communication had not been made with respect to the roster to any of us. So this is Hunter Comine in his second at-bat. Comine out of Mill Creek, Washington, getting ready to report to Pepperdine in the fall. A throw to first base, Ben Strutt back. He's also played at Seattle U. Just getting underway. Beautiful, kind of breezy, a little breezier tonight than last night. Sherwood out of the stretch, delivers, first ball swinging. Comine chops it foul in front of the Knights dugout. No balls and 1 strike. Bo Rico batting 7th and catching. Nate Stuyvesant hitting 8th at 3rd. Jordan Marion batting 9th at second base. And Harrison Hofarth getting the start for Ridgefield, a left-hander. A throw to first base again, and Ben Strutt back. The Knights and Raptors will wrap up the series tomorrow night on Go Beeves night here. Ground ball back of 3rd, foul. The count goes to 0-2 on Hunter Comine. And then be sure to get here early come Saturday night. Scott Yarrow and Lakeshore Lanes. Alex, I'm sure, will be here early. But Lakeshore Lanes will be presenting Adley Rutschman Bobblehead Night for the first 250 fans. And Adley Rutschman, former Knight, former Beaver, getting a bobblehead. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch on the way, hit foul towards Urchin Alley, off to the right. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes to Comine as we get underway. After a base hit by Ben Strutt, Hunter Comine not even looking to bunt this early in the game. Chris Cota coaching at 3rd base. Russ Hoagland coaching at first. A throw to first again, and Ben Strutt back to the bag. Ben with the base hit, starting the night at .356, 7 for 10 in stolen bases. Sherwood to the plate. Breaking ball just missed. And the count goes to 1-2. Taylor Schneider, by the way, calling balls and strikes tonight with Bryce Reeves on the base paths. Sherwood comes set, throws over to first again, and Ben Strutt dives back again. Chris Cota, the 7th-year head coach for Ridgefield, shouting something across the diamond, getting the attention of his hitter Strutt and going through a sign. The 1-2 fastball from Matt Sherwood up and in to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. For the Knights defensively, a battery of Matthew Sherwood and Dakota Chun. With Ethan Porter at first, Berkeley Rentz at second, Ryan Severns at short, Tate Hammond at 3rd. A 2-2 pitch, a grounder to short, speared by Severns, goes to Berkeley Rentz for 1, and on to first for a double play. The Knights' 3rd double play of the series. Last night's ball game ended on a slickly turned 6-4-3. And thus the first inning featuring a 6-4-3 double play ball. 2 down, nobody on for Zach Wattis, the left-hand hitting first baseman. In the outfield for the Knights, Kellen Siegel in left, Joey Morosco in center, and Jordan Hockett making his Knights debut in right field. Wattis tries to bunt and leaves it foul up along third. No balls and a strike. 330 down both lines, 365 to the power alleys, 400 feet to straightaway right field. The Knights in their final homestand of the year, game 2 of 6. Looking to push towards the postseason again for the 19th consecutive season. A strike one pitch, fastball, swung on and missed. And Matthew ahead of the count, no balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on. Sherwood, the big right-hander out of PLU, 6'5" and 225. Looking to face the minimum to get this ball game off to a good start. Ground ball hit sharply back up the middle. A diving stab by Severns, gets up, throws to first. Not in time. Wattis can really run, but a nice play by Severns. Played a good third base last night with Joey Morosco at short. Diving to give himself a chance, but Wattis runs well and is able to beat the throw. That'll bring Josh Proctor to the plate. Josh and I visited briefly before the ball game as he was heading into his Oregon State locker room in the Jacoby Ellsbury clubhouse. The pitch on the way with Wattis going is in the turf, and no play for Dakota Chun. Wattis, a really fast, good baseball player, good runner, with his 19th steal, by far the leader for Ridgefield. The Raptors playoff bound and home field advantage bound when the postseason begins shortly. Playoffs begin on August 7th. The pitch on the way to Josh Proctor. Fastball foul back, and the count 1-1. Wattis 19 for 22 in stolen bases. He's in scoring position. Zach gets his lead. Second baseman Berkeley Rentz shaded towards second base for the right-hand hitting Proctor, who did sneak one through the 4-hole last night. He pops the 1-1 pitch foul into the stands in the Omaha room. Mac the Knight, the ubiquitous one, is there, kind of gauging where the ball bounced off the facade of the Omaha room and down into the stands. All is well. Good to see Mac taking control of the situation. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zach Wattis at second, 2 down, no score. Wattis racing to third. The 1-2 pitch. Proctor swings at the fastball and fouls it back. Both coaches have changed out their left fielders. Both had problems last night. Josh Proctor lost a fly ball in left. Ethan Porter lost a fly ball in left. Both are Oregon State Beavers, but Josh said, hey, in the spring, the sun never plays quite like it does in the summer. Kellen Siegel out there now shading the sun. The pitch to Proctor, ground ball back at first, and his teammate at Oregon State, Ethan Porter, makes the play, runs into the bag to get Proctor. The inning is over. In the top of the first, no runs, 2 hits, 1 man left at the end of half an inning. Ridgefield nothing. The Knights coming up back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
At Eugene Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
If you want to know who's out on the field, go ahead and take your phone out now and scan the QR code up on the screen to access the roster sheet. Brought to you by Minuteman Press.
Bottom of the first inning, no score for the Corvallis Knights against Ridgefield left-hander Harrison Hofarth. Brooke Knight has declared the following starting lineup. Leading off at first base, Ethan Porter. Batting second in left field, Kellen Siegel. Dakota Chun hitting third and catching. The cleanup hitter at shortstop, Ryan Severns. Aiden Hazen making his 2026 Knights debut. Played sparingly, but did play for the Knights last summer. Aiden Hazen batting fifth, the designated hitter. Joy Marasco hitting sixth in center field. Tate Hammond batting seventh at third base. Jordan Hockett making his Knights debut, batting eighth in right field. And Berkeley Rentz hitting ninth at second base. Matt Sherwood has already put up a 0 in the top of the first inning. Now here in the bottom half, Harrison Hofarth to the plate. And the left-hander's first pitch to Ethan Porter misses low and inside. The 1-0 pitch, fastball swung on and missed. 1-1 to Ethan Porter, starting the night as the Knights' leading hitter in terms of most ball games, and he's played in 32 now. He swings at a change and doesn't get it. 1-2 the count. The leading hitter, Dakota Chun, has only played in 8 games and is at .375. But Ethan Porter standing in his 31 games, a team leading .336 and a team leading 26 runs batted in. Ethan takes low, ball 2, 2-2. Kellen Siegel on deck, no score. Bottom of the first inning. Harrison Hofarth, the lefty, comes back to the plate. Fastball taken. Strike 3 called. Good start for Harrison Hofarth. Moving the ball in and out, changing speeds, and the lefty gets a strikeout to open his outing. 6'3", 200-pounder, making his 9th appearance, 1-0 with an ERA of 5.12. His second start this summer. His first pitch is off speed and high to Kellen Siegel. 19 in the third innings, 20 hits, 15 walks, 21 strikeouts. 1-0 to Kellen Siegel. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the first. Hofarth back to the plate, and Kellen a big rip and fell to one knee after the swing and miss, Jackson-esque. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kellen. Two-way player, the Knights' leader in saves as a pitcher, hitting .221, 6 RBIs as a position player. Kellen playing left field. He's dealing with that sun tonight. Fastball to Kellen misses up and away, ball 2, 2-1. Brooke Knight, the skipper, 18th year skipper in his post at third. Marcus Matias coaching at first base. The 2-1 pitch to Kellen. Fastball swung on and missed. 2-2 the count. Dakota Chun on deck. The battery for Ridgefield, Harrison Hofarth and Bo Rico. The 2-2 pitch to Kellen off the mitt of Rico, inside for ball 3. The count full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Around the infield for the Raptors, Zach Wattis at first, Jordan Marion at second, Braden Oram at short, Nate Stuyvesant at third, Hunter Comine in left, Ben Strutt in center, Josh Proctor in right. The 3-2 pitch to Kellen misses for ball 4. The first walk of the ball game. And down to first base, Kellen Siegel goes with Dakota Chun. A left-on-left matchup thus coming up. Dakota, in his 8 games, has done an outstanding job. He's hitting .375 with 6 runs batted in. Kellen Siegel held on by Zach Wattis, a short lead for Kellen. Hofarth kicks and delivers and misses inside. Ball 1, 1-0. Hofarth, I put in the obligatory inquiry to Tom Hofarth, the outstanding writer for many years for the LA Daily News and other periodicals in the Southland. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Dakota, high, ball 2. I asked Tom if he had, I know he has relatives in the Portland metro area, so I thought there might be a connection to Harrison Hofarth, who went to Columbia River High School in Vancouver and pitches at Seattle U. The 2-0 pitch to Dakota is high, ball 3, 3-0. Tom asked several questions. Where did he go to high school? What are his parents' names? I gave the parents' names. Trish, and I'll have to look that back up in the textual thread. But he said, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm related to him, but I don't know them. 3 balls and no strikes. Harrison delivers a strike. Harrison Hofarth, spelled Hoffarth. Tom Hofarth, a very good writer, was sort of the sports media critic for many decades for the LA Daily News. And in that role, got to know Vin Scully very well. The 3-1 pitch on the way to Chun. Siegel doesn't go. Last night, Brooke was running a lot. Fly ball to deep left center field. The wind carries. Kellen Siegel, recognizing that, goes back and tags up at first and goes to second. You can hear the wind blowing through our microphones from our vantage point adjacent to the McGrath family press box. And Siegel, with the intelligent base running, went halfway, then saw that the ball was going to carry deep and that it was likely going to be caught. And even if it wasn't, the ball would have carried over Strutt's head. So Siegel intelligently goes back to first, tags, goes to second. He's in scoring position for Ryan Severns. Bottom of the first, no score. Ryan takes high, ball 1, 1-0. Harrison's namesake, Tom, whether a distant cousin of some sort, maybe we'll all find out together, but Tom compiled a book of recollections and essays of appreciation on the late, great 67-year voice of the Dodgers, Vin Scully, entitled it A Perfect Eloquence, which is an apt title for the book about the master, and collected essays from Bryan Cranston, the actor, Bob Costas, John Miller, many others, and they were all beautifully written and compiled by and edited by Tom Hofarth. Harrison Hofarth's breaking ball in there for a strike, and the count 2-1 to Ryan Severns. No score, bottom of the first inning, 2 down. Severns trying to get the Knights on the board, has had a very good summer. .313 with a homer, 14 runs batted in. Kellen Siegel gets his lead at second, the 2-1 pitch. Off speed and high, ball 3, 3-1. Aiden Hazen on deck. The series finale tomorrow here at 6:35. Yakima Valley in town this weekend. Siegel's going to third. The pitch is outside. The throw to third is not in time. On ball 4 to Ryan Severns. Kellen Siegel getting a steal, and that means another $50 contribution from Papay Material Handling and the Corvallis Knights to the outstanding nonprofit in our community, Community Outreach Inc. Community Outreach Inc. helping people lead productive and positive lives through very difficult circumstances and providing many resources, which that stolen base helps to provide to the great work that Community Outreach Inc. does. Aiden Hazen, a ground ball to short. To his right goes Braden Orm to field and throw Aiden out. The pride of Marist High School, Lynn Benton Community College in Junction City. First ball swinging, grounds out, and the Knights leave 2 in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, 2 left. At the end of 1, Ridgefield nothing, the Knights nothing. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Rolling with the crew, where good vibes meet good times. Retro keys, vintage vibes, unlock your next adventure. Poop's got the hookup too, belly rubs included. Space to kick back, laugh out loud, and just be. Hit the pop shop for quick snacks and take in the moment, or just chill with your pup and soak up the good life. Stay original at Hotel Corvallis.
At Eugene Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
Leading off the second inning for the Raptors, the designated hitter, number 30, Braden Watson.
Top of the second inning, no score. Matthew Sherwood goes to work on Braden Watson for Ridgefield. And the first pitch fastball from Matthew, missing high and inside, ball one. 1-0 to Braden Wattsville, heading to Evansville. Liberty High School in Peoria, Arizona, I believe, with transferring out of UCSB to Evansville. Swings and doesn't get the 1-0 pitch. 1-1 the count to Braden. Braden Oram on deck. Braden Oram, B-R-A-Y-D-E-N. Braden Watson, B-R-A-D-E-N. Braden without the Y takes down and away from Matt Sherwood. Ball two, 2-1. Matthew Sherwood making his 7th start, 8th appearance overall with the Knights. Delivers a strike on the inside corner on the change to even the count at 2-2. A record of 2-3, an ERA of 4.67 for Matthew. 27 innings, 24 hits, 14 walks, 23 strikeouts coming into the start. 2-2 pitch just inside on the fastball. 3-2 the count with Braden with the Y on deck, followed by Bo Rico. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Matthew Sherwood to the plate, outside, ball 4. A leadoff walk to Braden Watson. And now Braden Oram to the plate.
Now at the plate, shortstop.
Watson has had a tremendous summer, appearing now in his 17th game. He's hitting .426. He hasn't attempted a stolen base, but in his 16 games, Braden with 6 homers and 31 RBIs in 16 games. The first pitch to Braden Oram misses for ball 1, 1-0. No score, top of the second inning. The 1-0 pitch, big swing by Oram, and he fouls it back. 1-1 the count. I mean, that is a highly productive run for Braden Watson to have appeared in 16 games and essentially has 2 RBIs per game. Changeup on appeal, swing. Actually, the home plate umpire, Taylor Schneider, without recourse to appeal, raises the right arm for the strike to run the count 1-2 to Braden Oram. Bo Rico on deck. Watson held on by Ethan Porter. The 1-2 pitch from Sherwood, swung on and missed. Off speed for strike 3, 1 away. The first strikeout for Matthew. And that'll bring Bo Rico, the catcher, to the plate for Ridgefield.
Catcher, number 11, Bo Rico.
Rico out of Visalia. Didn't play this past spring at Fresno State. First ball swinging, a 1 hopper to Rent, shovels to Severns for 1, and Ryan will save the throw on the fielder's choice 4-6. Bo Rico aboard, and another swing at a first offering. A lot of that going on with Ridgefield in this series. 2 down, and Nate Stuyvesant will be the hitter. Bo Rico at first, and comes from, sounds like a very talented family. And his father, Matt, a pitcher for Tampa Bay, and His mother, Shannon, a shortstop at Fresno State and San Diego State in softball. And I'd have to check the years and compare them. I haven't done that yet, but trying to figure if there may be a relationship between Shannon and Oregon State head coach Laura Berg from Fresno State days. Stuyvesant takes a first pitch strike. The 0-1 pitch, a grounder to the hole at short, backhanded by Ryan Severns. The long throw on a hop to first in time for the out. Excellent play by Ryan Severns to his right to get Stuyvesant on a bang-bang play at first, and the inning is over. Matt Sherwood works around the leadoff walk. No runs, no hits, one left. We go to the bottom of the second. Ridgefield nothing, the Knights nothing. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Welcome. We're looking to switch and heard about OCCU. In 20 words, what makes OCCU different?
OCCU has free interest-earning checking, high-yield savings, and a community focus.
That's only 11.
We're the credit union with duck and beaver cards.
Sounds like OCCU has a lot to offer.
OCCU has been around for 70 years. We've learned a thing or two.
Switch to OCCU. Apply online at myoccu.org or at your local branch.
Rolling with the crew, where good vibes meet good times. Retro keys, vintage vibes, unlock your next adventure. Pups got the hookup too, belly rubs included. Space to kick back, laugh out loud, and just be. Hit the pop shop for quick snacks and take in the moment, or just chill with your pup and soak up the good life. Stay original at Hotel Corvallis.
Joey Morosco, Tate Hammond, and Jordan Hockett, the scheduled hitters for the Knights in the bottom of the second inning. Joey's grandmother, Linda, is in the ballpark tonight. Linda is Joey's dad's mom, James Morosco. I don't think Joey's folks aren't here, but Grandma Linda is, and Linda married to Steve Zabriskie, one of the fine broadcasters in Major League Baseball for several decades and a memorable run with the New York Mets. Tim McCarver, Ralph Kiner and company. He was the lead play-by-play voice 83 through 89. Enjoyed a visit with Steve earlier today. He'll join me on the air tomorrow night. The first pitch to Joey Morosco, missing for ball one. The 1-0 pitch lifted to left and pretty deep, and going back on the ball, Hunter Comine, and watches it bounce off the base of the fence and left, and Morosco into second with a leadoff double, much to the delight of Linda and Steve. I see sitting to my left just below the McGrath family press box, directly behind home plate and the grandstand above the Jack Riley concourse, leading the cheers for Joey, who gets a leadoff double. Brooke Knight brings something for Joey. With apologies to an excellent motion picture made for TV, Steve Zabriskie played himself in the film The Program and was given some leeway by the writer David S. Ward, who I think also directed it, starring James Caan in the early 90s. We'll talk a little bit about that, I'm sure, tomorrow, too, when Steve will join me up here for a little stretch on the air. Whatever it was Brooke took to Joey, Joey has it, or maybe it was Joey bringing something to give to Brooke. But Morosco gets his lead. Tate Hammond, the batter, takes the first pitch outside. No score, bottom of the second. The 1-0 pitch to the red-hot Tate Hammond misses down and in, ball 2, 2-0. Tate has been swinging it so well that Coach Knight loathed to take the bat out of his hand, and thus turning Tate loose. 2 balls and no strikes, hoping that Tate, if nothing else, will at least get Morosco moved over if Tate himself doesn't drive in the run. The 2-0 pitch, a big swing, swung on and fouled to the left and out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike the count to Tate Hammond. Jordan Hockett on deck. No score in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Harrison Hofarth peering into Bo Rico. Morosco a leadoff double, getting his lead from second. The 2-1 pitch. Now Tate bunts and pushes it up along third. Foul. It looked as though Brook was giving his hot hitter Tate a chance for one big swing. And Tate had a rip, fouled it back. Now Tate's got a battle with a count of 2-2. Joey Morosco at second base with nobody out. From the stretch, the left-hander Hofarth of the left-hand hitting Hammond, a little late on the fastball, swings and misses, strike 3. Tate goes down, that'll bring Jordan Hockett to the plate. Jordan making his Corvallis Knights debut. He's listed as attending Cal State Monterey Bay. However, Bo Kearns shared with me before the game that he thinks that there's another stop coming for Jordan. But we do know that's where he played this past spring. Now, up on the scoreboard, I see Linfield. So is that the answer? I have my answer. Michael Caine, Hannah and her sisters. Well, I don't know if I have an answer about Jordan Hockett's destination, but it says Linfield on the scoreboard, so maybe that's it. But he's been out of Mount Spokane at LB, Cal State Monterey Bay, and perhaps now going to Linfield. He swings and pokes one into left field, base hit. And Brooke Knight puts a stop sign up for Joey Morosco with Hunter Comine getting the ball back in. Joey was intent on trying to score. He came aggressively around third, thinking that that was going to be enough to get him home. But a nice debut for Jordan Hockett as a Corvallis Knight. A single to left, Morosco stopping at third, Berkeley Rents the batter. And Jordan may indeed be on to Linfield. I'll try to get clarification on that tomorrow. Berkeley Rents the batter. A chance to get the Knights on the board. No score in the bottom of the 2nd. First pitch to Berkeley is swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike the count. Runners at the corners, 1 away. Berkeley, a left-handed hitter against the southpaw Harrison Hofarth. Shows bunt, at least feigned it subtly, and takes high and away. One ball and 1 strike to Berkeley. The Knights' second baseman. And we'll see if Coach Knight may play safety squeeze here with Morosco at third. The pitch is lifted to left field. It'll be deep enough to get Morosco home. The fly ball caught by Comine. Jordan Hockett was on the run. He goes back to first base, but Joey Morosco tags and races in from third on the sacrifice fly by Berkeley Rents to left field, and the Knights lead it 1-0. Nicely done. With 2 down, back to the top of the order with Ethan Porter, who struck out looking last inning. Comes to the plate now against Hofarth and is tied up with a fastball under the hands, trying to check his swing, but went around. 0-1 to Ethan Porter. Berkeley Rents picking up the run batted in, the pride of Wilsonville. And George Fox University driving in his teammate Joey Morosco from third with a sacrifice fly. His teammate in Newburgh. The pitch to Ethan in there for strike 2. 0-2 the count. Jordan Hockett at first base, held on by Zach Wattis. 1-0 Knights in the 2nd. Ethan Porter awaits. Harrison Hofarth delivers. The strike 2 pitch popped up to shallow right, going out is Marion. Coming in, the right fielder Proctor. The wind pushes it on Josh a little bit, but Proctor stays with it to make the catch. The inning is over, but the Knights do get on the board. A run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. After 2, the Knights 1 and Ridgefield nothing back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Welcome. We're looking to switch and heard about OCCU. In 20 words, what makes OCCU different?
OCCU has free interest earning checking, high yield savings, and a community focus.
That's only 11.
We're the credit union with duck and beaver cards.
Sounds like OCCU has a lot to offer.
OCCU has been around for 70 years. We've learned a thing or two.
Switch to OCCU. Apply online at myoccu.org or at your local branch.
Are you struggling with treatment-resistant depression? Are you tired of medications that don't work or give you side effects? Catalyst Psychiatry can help with proven treatments like Corvallis and TMS. At Catalyst Psychiatry, we empower change within for your best life. Leading off the third inning for the Raptors, second baseman.
1-0 Knights to the top of the third inning. Jordan Marion, Ben Strutt, and Hunter Comine, the hitters, due up against Matthew Sherwood, whose first pitch fastball to the left-hand hitting Marion misses inside, ball one. 1-0 the count. Matthew Sherwood rocks and comes back to the plate with a 1-0 pitch. That's inside for ball two. Matthew walked Braden Watson to open the second, but retired the next three batters. It's not a pattern, though, he wants to fall into. Leadoff walks often problematic. The 2-0 pitch is outside, ball three. 3-0 to Jordan Marion. Jordan out of J. Sarah Catholic and played this past spring at the University of California, Santa Barbara. Sherwood's 3-0 pitch very high. A 4-pitch walk to open the inning. Second straight inning that Matthews put the leadoff man aboard. Marion represents the tying run, trotting down to first base. And that'll bring the leadoff hitter Ben Strutt to the plate.
Number 15, Ben Strutt.
Jordan Marion playing in his 11th game. 0 for 2 in stolen bases, held on by Ethan Porter. Ben Strutt singled to center field to open the game. Sherwood to the plate, off speed and away. Ball one, 1-0. For replacement glass, shower doors, or new vinyl windows in your home, call Smith Glass. Smith Glass is a leading residential and commercial glass service for the Mid-Valley and longtime partner of the Knights. Smith Glass on the cutting edge since 1945. The 1-0 pitch, a strike, and the count 1-1. I noticed Josh Proctor within the dugout on the first base side for Ridgefield turn and look at something with a smile on his face. I asked Josh about being rung up on strikes last night. He said he was so on a pitch that was 3 or 4 balls, sizes of baseballs, outside. And he said, well, what are you going to do? And I could tell his smile was not necessarily one of derision, more of bemusement, incredulity, but he wasn't giving the smile. I see a movie called Smile with this really scary looking face up on my TV screen. Ben Strutt gets another base hit. Singles through the 6-hole into left. Jordan Marion stops at second. Ben Strutt having a good series and certainly having a good summer. Started the night at 356 and is 2 for 2. And that'll bring Hunter Comine to the plate, and you wonder now if Coach Cota, who doesn't sacrifice often, might consider that stratagem here. 1-0 Knights, first and second, nobody out. And Comine is bunting, and he gets a good bunt down. Barehanded by Chun. The throw to first is in time. Good play by the catcher, Dakota. getting out of the catcher's box in a hurry. Good execution on the sacrifice 2-3. Nicely done by Hunter Comine, but a really good defensive play by Dakota Chun. That'll bring to the plate Zach Wattis. Zach singled to center field in the first. 1-0 Knights, but Ridgefield has the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at second with one out. Zach tried to check his swing, fooled, and goes around in the judgment of Taylor Schneider. 0-1 the count. Zach had an RBI single last night. The pitch on the way is lifted foul here off third. The wind may push this closer to fair territory, and the ball lands foul in front of Kellen Siegel down the left field line, and I'm not sure why. I feel like the ball should have been caught. A long run for Tate Hammond, the third baseman. Kellen Siegel came in and kind of gave up on the ball. I thought Kellen had the best chance to catch it, and don't exactly know whether maybe he momentarily lost it in the sun. The wind did play with the baseball a little bit, but I'm a little surprised that Kellen didn't secure it, but he did have a lot of turf to cover. The count now goes, in the meantime, to no balls and 2 strikes to Zach Wattis with runners at second and third. Ben Strutt last night went 2 for 4 and is 2 for 2 tonight. Second and third, 1 out. The strike 2 pitch, a fly ball to left center field, and this will be deep enough to get Jordan Marion home. The wind pushes Joey Morosco back towards the gap in left center field. Joey makes the catch, but Zach Wattis comes through with a sacrifice fly to center field. And it's now a tie ball game. And that's a big play potentially, that foul ball down the left field line that the Knights didn't catch. And it's also, again, flirting with trouble to walk a leadoff hitter. Matthew was able to skirt it last inning, but not here. A leadoff walk has led to the tying run. Ben Strutt tagged and went to third, and now Josh Proctor gets him home with a line drive down the left field line, base hit. Kellen Siegel chases the ball down, gets the baseball back into Joey Morosco, but Josh Proctor slides safely into second with an RBI double. And Ridgefield, just like that, has come back to take the lead at 2-1. Ben Strutt scoring easily after advancing to third on the fly ball off the bat of Zach Wattis. Braden Watson, the batter. Proctor, another example of a Ridgefield Raptor hitter, jumping on the first pitch, doubles to left. Braden Watson, who walked last inning, takes high and inside, ball 1, 1-0. 2-1 Ridgefield in the top of the third inning. Josh gets his lead from second. The 1-0 pitch on the way, up and in with the fastball, ball 2. Block 15 was established in 2008. They aim to elevate excellence in the craft beer experience. This summer, you can enjoy Block 15 beers in the Block 15 Beer Garden here at the ballpark, and be sure to visit Block 15 after the game at their downtown pub or at their Southtown tap room. Fastball from Matt Sherwood, foul back. The count moves to 2-1 to the designated hitter, Braden Watson. A 2-1 lead, I should say, for Ridgefield here in the top of the third. Josh Proctor, the RBI double for the lead, gets his lead from second. Breaking ball misses from Matthew, ball 3. 3-1. Matthew Sherwood, 6'5", 225, from a hot part of the world in Santa Clarita, California, Valencia High School. Comes 3-1, a high pop-up. Now the wind's going to play with us on the right side. Coming in is Ethan Porter in fair territory, stays with it not far from the mound. Porter puts it away, and the inning is over. However, a very productive third inning for the visiting Raptors. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third Ridgefield 2 and the Knights 1. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. The son of Tricia and Eric Hofarth have established that. Harrison Hofarth has a 2-1 lead to work with as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Kellen Siegel, Dakota Chun, and Ryan Severns, the scheduled hitters for the Knights. Harrison to the plate, and the first pitch is a fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 to Kellen. Kellen drew a walk in the first inning. I was relaying the information about Harrison to the outstanding journalist Tom Hofarth, the strike one pitch missing. And in the textual thread from yesterday, I wrote, his parents are Tricia and Eric Hofarth. Tom, his home origin again, Vancouver, Washington. And I gave him a little more information, and Tom wrote back and said, we've got to be related. Sadly on his part. But Tom's an outstanding writer, and again, you don't run into the name Hofarth that often. The pitch on the way to Siegel missing. Now the 2-1 offering, a fly ball to right field, moving back Josh Proctor, and makes the catch. The wind is playing with the baseball a little bit tonight. So every pop, fly ball, a bit more adventuresome than usual. Dakota Chun, the batter. Dakota flied to center field in the first. 2-1 Ridgefield, bottom of the third inning. We have perhaps the most winsome and winning of junior announcers than we've ever had before tonight. Her name, I think, Ross Durfelt, the regular public, I think he said Catherine. That's a different kind of sounding name, but I think he said Catherine. And Catherine has the crowd here tonight in the palm of her hand. I mean, it's just a delightful delivery she has in bringing the Knights players to the plate. Dakota Chun takes the 1-0 pitch high for ball 2, 2-0. I'll take the headset off when she introduces Ryan Severns in a moment. The 2-0 pitch to Dakota, ball 3, 3-0, and we'll see if you can catch any flavor of that. But the fans are cheering her every utterance. 3 balls and no strikes. What a life that must be. 2-1 Ridgefield in the bottom of the third. The 3-0 pitch drills Dakota Chun, who will head down to first, and now we'll see how Catherine works with Ryan Severns. Try to turn it up a little bit and see if we can. I don't know if you can hear that at all, but I think Catherine must have family or friends down below, because they just gave her a standing ovation for the way she introduced Ryan Severns, and she deserved it. Ryan walked in the first inning. Dakota Chun hit by a pitch on a 3-0 offer, a little Dallas Buck approach from Harrison Hofarth. Dallas hit 32 batters in 2005 for Oregon State. Pitching coach Dan Spencer said Dallas would just, if he got 3-0, he just hit the guy on the 3-0 pitch, kind of angry, probably going to walk him anyway. So he just hit the guy for the fun of it. I don't think Hofarth was engaged in that. Severns takes a strike, 1-1 the count, 2-1 Ridgefield, bottom of the third. Hofarth back to the plate, fastball foul back. 1-2 the count to Ryan. The Knights trailing 2-1, trying to keep their momentum rolling into the postseason. That playoff run begins August 7th. The Knights wrapping up the regular season home stretch this weekend. Will go to Ridgefield next week to close the regular season. The pitch to Severns hits Ryan, I think. He thinks he's been hit by a pitch. The umpire never threw his hands in the air saying dead ball, and he's bringing Taylor Schneider back to the plate. Severns was immediately taking off his gear. Whatever the case, Dakota Chun is at second. He's either at second he was on his way there when the pitch glanced off the shin guard of the catcher, Bo Rico, but according to Ryan Severns and Brooke Knight, the ball went off the shin guard of Rico because it first went off the person of Ryan Severns. And Severns was immediately bending down to take off a protective pad, and Dakota Chun was safely in at second. And Severns is told to stay at first base. So back-to-back hit batters. Aiden Hazen, the batter. Considerable fanfare again from Cathry. Back-to-back hit batters. Chris Cota, the head coach, longtime coach of College of the Canyons, only head coach in Ridgefield Raptors history of this, their 7th year. Comes out for a clarification on the hit batsman ruling. Aiden Hazen, first ball swinging. He did so in the first and grounded out, fouls the first pitch straight back. 0-1 the count. Runners at first and second and one out. The Knights trailing 2-1. Joey Morosco, who scored the Knights run, waiting on deck. Hofarth ready, the strike one pitch. That's in there for strike two. 0-2 to Aiden Hazen. Hazen out of Marist High School and just down the road in Junction City. The designated hitter tonight, looking for a landing spot. I believe he is anyway. I know he's been at LB, but I think looking to find another spot. He's been in Andy's program, and Petey, if you're he's in Okotoks, so I don't think he's listening. Probably got his own ball game tonight. Not quite sure what Aiden's current collegiate situation is, whether he's coming back to LB or not. He takes low, ball one. He's listed still as Lynn Benton Community College on our program. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 on. Aiden swings and misses. Strike 3, 2 down. Joey Morosco to the plate. Joey Morosco, the batter. Absolutely sweetness coming forth from our Benton County Credit Union Schools junior announcer. The pitch on the way, missing or in there for a strike to Joey. Ball 1, 1-0. Joey doubled and scored last inning. Doubled to deep left, driving a ball off the base of the fence over the head of left fielder Hunter Comine. Dakota Chun at second, Ryan Severns at first, 2 down. Joey swings at the strike one off-speed pitch and doesn't get it. Behind the count, 0-2. 2-1 Ridgefield, bottom of the third inning. Catcher Bo Rico asking for the pitch sequence to be read to him again over his earpiece. Now he lays one out for Hofarth, who after hitting 2 batters finishes well. The strike 2 pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. The ball dropped by Bo Rico. He throws down to first to complete the strikeout 2-3. And that's that for the Knights in the third. No runs, no hits, 2 left. At the end of 3, Ridgefield 2, the Knights 1. The Knights bringing a new pitcher in behind their starter, Matthew Sherwood. We'll take a 2-minute pitching change break. Back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Pitcher for the Knights from Feather River, number 21, Jiki Tomita.
Through 3 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, Ridgefield 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. The Knights 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. Jinky Tomita out of Feather River, Grant High School in Portland, and now at Feather River incoming, goes to work on Braden Orem. Braden swings and fouls the first pitch back. 0-1 the count. Braden Orem, Bo Rico, and Nate Stuyvesant against Jinky Tomita, who kicks out of the stretch and delivers, and the strike 1 breaking ball is swung on and missed. Orem struck out against Matthew Sherwood in the second, down in the count here. No balls and 2 strikes. Jinky, again with the bases empty, comes to the plate with the 0-2 pitch, really whipping up now, the breezes are. This is kind of a throwback to some of our games in mid-June when it was very, at times, chilly and windy. Here we are in late July, and those conditions have returned. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Orem. Tomita delivers, fastball on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Good start for Jinky, and that'll bring Bo Rico to the plate for Ridgefield. Rico bounced into a fielder's choice in the second inning. 2-1 Ridgefield in the top of the fourth. The series finale tomorrow, 6:20 airtime. Jinky, making his 5th appearance, has worked 6 innings. It has not gone especially well for him from a numbers standpoint, but he gets off to a good start here tonight. He misses to Bo, ball 1, 1-0. Jinky's 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, drops in for a strike. 1-1 the count. Tomita and Dakota Chun, the Knights battery. Ethan Porter at first, Berkeley Rentz at second, Ryan Severns at short, Tate Hammond at third, with Kellen Siegel in left, Joey Morosco in center, Jordan Hockett in right. A 2-hopper towards Knight shortstop Ryan Severns. Fields gets on top and throws out Rico. 2 down. Nate Stuyvesant will be the batter. Stuyvesant grounded to short to Ryan Severns in his first at-bat. First ball swinging in the second inning. Tomita delivers, and Stuyvesant takes down and away. Ball one, 1-0. In mentioning down goes Rico, it got me thinking of Edward G. Robinson, as I'm sure it did you. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count 1-1. Is it, what is it? Little Caesar? I've never seen it, but isn't there a famous line with Edward G. something about, and it's the end of Rico. Oh no, Rico, it's all over for Rico. The 1-1 pitch, missing down and away, ball 2, 2-1. If that rings a bell with anyone watching, listening, it's considered a very famous line from the gangster Edward G. Robinson, 1930, I believe. Oh, poor Rico, the end of Rico. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed, and the count 2-2. Bo Rico grounding out. Puts me in mind of Edward G., who used to flirt with my mother when my mom was a waitress in Hollywood back in the late 40s. The 2-2 pitch just outside, ball 3, 3-2. At least that's what my mom told me. And when she was waitressing not far from some of the studios, that Edward G. would come to the diner and was very nice, but let's just say quite nice. The 3-2 pitch, a fly ball into right field. Jordan Hockett is right there, squeezes it with two hands. So we saw the end of Rico on the ground out to short, and Nate Stuyvesant flies out to right. Good outing thus far for Jinky, coming in for a 1-2-3 frame. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It remains Ridgefield 2 and the Knights 1. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
At Eugene Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG. Two to one Ridgefield, bottom of the fourth inning. Tate Hammond swinging at Harrison Hofar's first pitch, doesn't get it. 0-1 the count. Breaking ball from Harrison misses. 1-1 to Tate Hammond. Jordan Hockett on deck. Berkeley Rents to follow. 2-1 Ridgefield, bottom of the fourth inning. We had a great night recently with Wilson Motors Night at the ballpark. I thank them for their tremendous sponsorship. Hammond takes a fastball for a strike. The count 1-2. Since 1940, the Wilson family has helped local families, students, and businesses find the right vehicle while supporting the community along the way. They invite families to celebrate Wilson Motors Night every summer, and that's gone by the summer of 2026. The 1-2 pitch to Hammond taken, strike three called. One away. A collective groan from the fans here. Thought the last two pitches both might have been out of the zone, but Hammond strikes out looking.
Wilson Motors Night this summer was July 23rd, one of the biggest crowds of the year, appreciating the generosity of Wilson Motors and how they've contributed to the community, again, since 1940. Jordan Hockett, first ball swinging. A line drive, base hit to right field, and Jordan in his Corvallis Knights debut is 2 for 2. And he's at first base representing the tying run. And I do have confirmation that even though he's listed as coming from Cal State Monterey Bay to the Knights, he actually has moved on from there to Linfield. So his third collegiate stop coming from Lynn Benton Community College to Cal State Monterey Bay, and now getting ready to head to Linfield and join Jordan Scheffler and that as a teammate and other fine players in that program in McMinnville. The pitch to Berkeley Rentz, who had a sacrifice fly to score Joey Morosco for the Knights' run in the second, is in there for a strike. The 0-1 pitch, or the 1-0 pitch, pardon me, to Berkeley, is in there to even the count at 1-1. The wind really whipping things up tonight. I'm glad to see that a lot of fans came better prepared than yours truly. They brought blankets. I normally have an Oregon State blanket with me, but don't have it in the bag tonight. Do have one. I've got the Knights sweatshirt on already and one other long sleeve shirt that I will try to use as a blanket, but it's that kind of night. The pitch in there for a strike to Berkeley Rentz, 1-2 the count. Harrison Hofarth has gone all the way. There goes Hockett, the pitch to Berkeley on hit and run, swung on and fouled back. The Knights executed the hit and run twice in one inning last night beautifully. I'm looking around and saying that. I see people putting sweat tops and bottoms on. I mean, it's definitely cooling down after a low 80s day. Very nice, pleasant, but getting cooler. The 1-2 pitch taken a little bit high to Berkeley. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left on left with Harrison Hofarth coming to the plate. Fastball foul back. Good job by Berkeley to get a piece of it, keep the at-bat alive. Harrison Hofarth and Bo Rico, the battery. Zach Wattis at first, Jordan Marion at second, Braden Oram at short, Nate Stuyvesant at third. In the outfield for the Raptors, Hunter Comine in left, Ben Strutt in center, Josh Proctor in right. A throw to first and getting picked off. Jordan Hockett being run down by the shortstop. The throw back to the first baseman, Wattis, is in time, and Hockett retired. A little surprised that Hockett put the brakes on after he got picked. Instead of just kind of putting the head down and racing to try to steal second, he thought he would try his hand at a rundown, and was indeed run down and out. So the count to Berkeley, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on. The pickoff going 1-3, 6-3. Berkeley swings and fouls it back. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count, 2 outs and nobody on. 2-1 Ridgefield. Game 2 of this 3-game series. The finale tomorrow will be on the air at 6:20. The 2-2 pitch from Hofarth, slapped wide of third. Stuyvesant to his left, up with it. Off balance throw is in time. Waters going up on his tippy toes to pull it in, and does, and that's that for the Knights here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Harrison Hofarth pitching a good ball game, faces the minimum. Through 4, Ridgefield 2 and the Knights 1. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
No matter what team you're on, no matter where you explore, there's a Richardson for you. We don't just give you our word, we give you our name. We started over 50 years ago as a hometown sporting goods business, with a particular devotion to America's pastime. As we grew, so did demand for our products, both on and off the field of play. Today we serve teams, brands, and businesses, and we've earned our reputation as the best. We did it through our devotion to our craft and our customers. We've built our business on the spirit of competition and the thrill of adventure. With a relentless focus on details and an enduring commitment to quality in every stitch. We've set a high bar for ourselves because you've made our team part of your team. And your team deserves the best.
Jinky Tomita delivers a first pitch strike to lead matters off here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-1 Ridgefield to Jordan Marion. The 0-1 pitch to the Raptors' second baseman misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jordan drew a leadoff walk in the 3rd and scored the first of 2 runs for the Raptors to give Ridgefield its 2-1 lead. Tomita to the plate and just misses outside. Ball 2, 2-1. Jordan Marion, Ben Strutt, and Hunter Comine for Ridgefield in the 5th. Jinky back to the plate. The 2-1 pitch fouled to the left towards Waldo and out of play. 2-2 the count. Chris Scariano, a financial advisor in downtown Albany, has been working with individuals, small and large businesses, and other organizations for over 25 years. He's located in downtown Albany near the office and carousel downtown. And you would enjoy working with Chris Scariano, financial advisor. We thank him for his support of Corvallis Knights baseball. The pitch to Jordan Marion, missing, down and in, ball 3. Jinky runs the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2 fastball taken. Strike 3 called, 1 away. Jinky Tomita touching 90 with that fastball and spotting it up beautifully to get his second strikeout. Both have been called thirds. He's retired the first 4 batters that he's faced. And Ben Strutt, the hitter. Ben is 2 for 2. Single to center in the 1st, single to left, and scored a run in the 3rd. We're in the 5th, 2-1 Raptors. Tomita to the plate, breaking ball in the turf, ball 1. Ridgefield in its 7th year. They've been an outstanding addition to the West Coast League. We talked a little bit about some of the community history and the areas from which they draw. Battleground, Vancouver, Camas, Ridgefield proper. The 1-0 fastball in there for a strike, and the count 1-1. And they have had success, too, in the postseason. The Knights in Ridgefield squaring off in the postseason, but those were years that our own Josh Warden, one of the early voices for the Raptors, who are now in their 7th year. Josh called Raptors baseball in the summers of 21 and 22, years in which the Knights eliminated Ridgefield. The Knights were en route, part of their 7 consecutive championships. The 2-1 pitch, fisted into shallow right field, coming in a hurry and playing it on a hop. Jordan Hockett. Ben Strutt, 3 for 3. Single to center, single to left, and now single to right. That's a pretty good hitter, using the whole field. 1 out, and Hunter Comine will come to the plate. Hunter has grounded into a double play and sacrificed the Knights, eliminating Ridgefield in 21 and 22 with Josh on the call. I've always enjoyed going to the Rourke, the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. First pitch in there for a strike. Not sure that I'll be able to make the trip this year. I'm hoping to, but we'll see how the circumstances unfold. The final games of the regular season next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The playoffs then begin on the 7th. Slow on a breaking ball and swung on and missed. The count 0-2 to Hunter Comine. Well, one of the pleasures to go to the Rourke. I don't know if Sean's still doing it. Is Sean Guard still the PA guy for the Raptors? Strike 2 pitch, swung on and missed. The pitch was in the turf. The runner goes to second. He was going anyway. The Knights make a play at first. They didn't need to because the runner at first base, Jordan Hockett, does end up going to second on a stolen base. I believe he was running on the pitch. I'll have to double check on that. Not Jordan Hockett, pardon me, but Ben Strutt. But Hunter Comine does strike out. 2 down. Zach Wattis, the batter. And the first pitch to Zach misses for ball 1-0. Zach has singled and had a sacrifice fly, looking for a run batted in here to add to the Raptors' lead in the 5th. Ben Strutt at second with 2 down. Tomida's 1-0 pitch. Jinky misses down and in. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The Knights run coming in the 2nd inning. The Raptors 2 in the 3rd. A well-pitched ball game thus far. Wattis swings and hits one foul above the upper grandstand to the left and well out of play. 2-1 to Zach Wattis. Zach, a fixture in the lineup this past spring at Loyola Marymount, starting 54 of the 56 games that he played for the Lions. Tied for the team lead in homers with 10. The 2-1 pitch taken for a strike, and the count 2-2. I think the home plate umpire Taylor Schneider thought that might have been strike 3 and was starting to go into kind of a Luciano, Emmett Ashford-esque type call, and then caught himself and just modestly ended up calling the second strike. The 2-2 pitch, a check swing. Did he go? No! The home plate umpire, Taylor Schneider, was kind of leading Bryce Reeves on to signal. I could tell. Schneider wanted Reeves to ring him up, and Reeves didn't play along with the script. Now the count goes to 3-2 to Wattis. Josh Proctor on deck. 2-1 Ridgefield trying to add to it. Out of the stretch works Tomita. The 3-2 pitch is fouled back, and the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three balls and 2 strikes to Zach Wattis. Ben Strutt getting his lead from second with 2 down, 2-1 Ridgefield. The 3-2 breaking ball swung on and missed, strike 3. The inning is over. Beautiful pitch from Jinky Tomita, who's put 2 zeros up in his 2 innings of work, and he strikes out the side in the 5th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It remains Ridgefield 2 and the Knights 1 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Rolling with the crew, where good vibes meet good times. Retro keys, vintage vibes, unlock your next adventure. Pups got the hookup too, belly rubs included. Space to kick back, laugh out loud, and just be. Hit the pop shop for quick snacks and take in the moment, or just chill with your pup and soak up the good life. Stay original at Hotel Corvallis.
Bottom of the fifth inning, 2-1 Ridgefield. Harrison Hofarth has pitched a very good ball game. The left-hander goes to work on Ethan Porter and misses a little bit high and inside, ball one. Hofarth working into the fifth with a 2-1 lead, trying to go long enough to qualify for the win. His 1-0 pitch to Ethan Porter, a strike, 1-1 the count. Ethan is struck out and flied to right. Porter from Oregon State. Tomorrow night is Go Beavs Night at the ballpark, an annual event on the Knights calendar honoring their hosts in the ballpark the Knights play in, the home of the Beavers. The pitch to Porter, a strike, and the count 1-2. Go Beavs Night tomorrow, presented by R.R. Chandler Luxury Home Building and Design. The 1-2 pitch, Ethan fights it off, fisting it foul beyond the Omaha room, out of play. The Omaha room necessitated by the many trips to the Heartland. 6 with Pat Casey, Mitch Canham taking the team in 25. Porter swings and hits one foul past Brooke Knight. Brooke playing baseball here in the early 90s for a man to whom I know Pat Casey is indebted to all of Beaver Nation, indebted to Jack Riley for keeping the program alive when, as you know, another one in the state got cut and others have been cut. And Jack fought a good fight to keep Oregon State baseball not only just alive, but thriving through all his years. And handed it off to Pat in 95, and the rest is beautiful history. The 1-2 pitch hit foul off the facade of the McGrath family press box and rolls a few steps down the stairwell to my left, and one of the Kimmel kids has grabbed a souvenir. Good job. Grandpa Steve with his grandsons here. I'm not sure which one has the baseball, but I know he's got a huge smile on his face. The 2-2 pitch to Ethan. Porter hits it foul, and speaking of the kids, there they are in Urchin Alley, ready to make a play, and they do. Off of the brick facade of Dixon Recreation Center. So back-to-back souvenirs provided by Ethan Porter, who swings and drives one to deep center field. Back goes Ben Strutt, still going back. The ball carries over his head and off the top of the fence. Porter digging for 3. Ethan on his way to third. The throw, he is safe at third. A triple for Ethan Porter to lead off the fifth. Boy, it was close at third base. Stuyvesant getting a good throw on the relay from Hunter Comine. Ben Strutt played it well. Chris Cota, the head coach for Ridgefield, on his way out to the mound to visit with Harrison Hofarth, who yields a leadoff triple, putting the tying run 90 feet away for the Knights here in the bottom of the fifth. Kellen Siegel, the batter. And that's going to do it for Harrison Hofarth, who pitched very well. And a distant relative, Tom, I'm sure would be proud, as well as his folks, Tricia and Eric, should be indeed. Hofarth pitched well, but he does give up a leadoff triple, and that will end his night and bring in a new pitcher. Wilson Motors pitching change at hand. 2-1 Ridgefield, but the Knights with a tying run at third, nobody out. We'll be back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Rolling with the crew, where good vibes meet good times. Retro keys, vintage vibes, unlock your next adventure. Poop's got the hookup too, belly rubs included. Space to kick back, laugh out loud, and just be. Hit the pop shop for quick snacks and take in the moment, or just chill with your pup and soak up the good life. Stay original at Hotel Corvallis.
Ethan Porter blasting a triple to open the bottom of the fifth inning with the Knights trailing 2-1. Kellen Siegel, the batter, against the new pitcher for Ridgefield, right-hander Cole Schmidt out of Sam Barlow High School. And Cole's first pitch missing down and away and competing at George Fox, where he appeared in 14 games and worked 16 in the third innings. 1-0 to Kellen Siegel, the infield at normal depth for Ridgefield. Kellen swings at the 1-0 pitch and lifts it foul out of play to the right. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kellen, who has walked and flied to right. Ethan Porter with his second triple this summer is the tying run 90 feet away with nobody out. Dakota Chun on deck. Cole Schmidt from the stretch. The right-hander over the top delivers the breaking ball down and in. Ball 2, 2-1 to Kellen Siegel. From the stretch with the tying run at third, the 2-1 fastball hit foul off to the right and out of play. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch, fly ball to right field and deep. This will be plenty deep enough to get Ethan Porter home. Josh Proctor lines it up, throws to the plate to try to get his teammate Ethan Porter, but Ethan comes in standing up, and Kellen Siegel gets the job done with a sacrifice fly to right field. The Knights cash in on the leadoff triple from Ethan Porter, and the ball game even at 2 here in the bottom of the fifth. Dakota Chun, the batter. Tomorrow is Go Beeves night, as we mentioned, so right there, the juxtaposition of Porter and Proctor. Josh the catch, Ethan scoring. Breaking ball strike from Cole Schmidt. 0-1 to Dakota Chun, who's flied to center and been hit by a pitch. A 2-2 tie here in the fifth. Dakota swings. It's a ground ball wide of first. To his right goes Wattis. Overhands to Schmidt covering, and Cole drops the ball. Good play by Wattis. The throw was on target, and Schmidt just not able to squeeze it and secure the baseball. That'll probably be an error on Schmidt, and Dakota Chun is aboard in this 2-2 tie. Ryan Severns, the hitter for the Knights. Ryan has walked and been hit by a pitch. The first pitch curveball in there for a strike from Cole Schmidt. 0-1 the count. Go Beeves night tomorrow night. It's sort of that way every night here, as you know, when Brooks Hatch delivers his report, and he just did, and it shows former Knights and former Beavers having a good night tonight. The pitch on the way to Ryan Severns, fouled in front of the Knights dugout. 0-2 the count. Matty Boyd, former Knight, former Beaver, went 7 innings for the Cubs, 4 hits, no runs, and a no decision. They squander the brilliant outing by Matthew Boyd to the Cubs, losing to the Cardinals 3-2. The pitch missing high and inside. The Guardians, who have been slumping, A 6-1 victory for Cleveland over Cincinnati. Former Knight, former Beaver, Stephen Kwan, 2 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. And former Knight, former Beaver, Travis Bazzana in the lineup for the Guardians, 2 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. 51-21 lines for Kwani and Bazzana, and a 7-inning no-run line for Matty Boyd and a no decision. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Severns. Ryan fouls it into the netting to stay up there. 2-2 the count in this 2-2 tie. Bottom of the 5th inning. Dakota Chun at first with 1 out. Aiden Hazen on deck. Brooks Lee, a former Knight in 2019, went 0 for 4 for the Twins in a 4-0 loss to Kansas City. Former Beaver Trevor Larnach went 0 for 3. Wade Meckler went 1 for 2 in a 3-2 Angels victory over Houston, and that's actually still playing in the top of the 5th. There goes Chun. Pitch is swung on and missed by Ryan Severns for strike 3. No throw to second base. Dakota in with the steal. 2 down. Another gift from Pape Material Handling and the Corvallis Knights. They team up on every night stolen base, $50 total to Community Outreach Inc. Our thanks again to Pape Material Handling and their contribution to the very important cause. Maverick Russell will pinch hit for Aiden Hazen here, a left-handed hitter against the right-hander Cole Schmidt. Aiden Hazen got the start as the DH tonight against the southpaw Harrison Hofarth. First pitch fastball from Schmidt to Maverick Russell is in there for a strike. Bottom of the 5th inning, a 2-2 tie. Maverick Russell with a chance to give the Knights the lead with a 2-out hit. Dakota Chun at second. Cole Schmidt from the stretch, the 0-1 pitch. Maverick takes strike 2. 0-2 the count. Maverick last night went 2 for 4. A bunt single and 2 runs scored. He also had an RBI single in the Knights' 8-2 win. A 2-2 tie here. 0-2 to Maverick Russell. Dakota Chun at second, 2 down. Strike 2 pitch, chased and missed. Strike 3, and the inning is over. The Knights do get even thanks to an Ethan Porter leadoff triple and the ensuing sacrifice fly by Kellen Siegel. At the end of 5, Ridgefield 2 and the Knights 2 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
At Eugene Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
Top of the 6th inning, a 2-2 tie. Josh Proctor gave Ridgefield the lead with a double in his last at-bat at 2-1, with the Ridgefield Raptors scoring 2 runs in the 3rd. The Knights have pulled even. Jinky Tomita, 2 scoreless innings, goes to work now in his 3rd frame, misses outside to Josh, who's 1 for 2. Tomita's 1-0 fastball up. Ball 2, 2-0 to Josh. Josh will be followed by Braden Watson and then Braden Oram. Top of the 6th inning, good ball game, a 2-2 tie. Jinky out of the stretch, comes to the plate. Porter swings and hits it foul to my right and out of play. 2-1. I had been told that Josh had gone to the Cape to begin the summer. And I asked Josh, how was the Cape this summer? And he said, I didn't go. So I'm not saying it was, complete misinformation, maybe just a little misunderstanding in terms of how Josh spent his summer, but he ended up not going. He said he just used the phrase, it didn't work out, whatever that means exactly. But he also said that he benefited from just kind of shutting things down for a while, getting a little bit of a break. Baseball, all sports that these young student athletes these days play, pretty much a year-round proposition. The 3-1 pitch swung on and missed in the count 3-2. And so Josh said he felt re-energized in joining the Ridgefield Raptors. He hasn't been playing that long, but he's off to a good start. Tonight representing his 11th game this summer with Ridgefield. 3-2 the count, a 2-2 tie in the 6th. 3-2 pitch hit foul back of the plate and out of play. The count remains 3-2. The year-round nature of the travel ball, the costliness of it all. There is I was reading about Micah Hagler pitching for Seattle U. He was our pregame show guest. We didn't get to this, and it wasn't really appropriate for the pregame chat we had. Tomita's 3-2 pitch in the turf. Ball 4. Josh Proctor draws a leadoff walk in the 6th. Braden Watson, the batter, in this 2-2 tie in the top of the 6th inning. Micah participated at T-Mobile Park for Seattle U this past March in an important series that Seattle U was involved with, the HBCU Seattle series, with the hope of and the idea of trying to stimulate growth again in the African-American community for baseball. The pitch on the way to Watson, belted to right and deep and off the middle of the fence. Josh Proctor read it well, rounding third and will score. The Knights misplay the ball out in right center field, and into third with a triple goes Braden Watson. And the guy who's been averaging nearly 2 RBIs since joining Ridgefield per game has just gotten another one. A walk, a triple off the top of the fence below the scoreboard out in the alley in right field. And the Raptors have the lead back at 3-2, and that will prompt activity in the bullpen, because not only is it 3-2, there's a runner at third with nobody out. So a great opportunity here now for Ridgefield to push the lead to 2 runs. The Knights instructed to play their infield in. Braden Oram, the batter, Tomita to the plate, breaking ball up, ball 1. A leadoff walk followed by a triple and RBI for Braden Watson. An unbelievable run for Watson. That's his 32nd run batted in, and this is 17th game with Ridgefield. The 1-0 pitch to the backstop off the mitt of Dakota Chun, and Watson down the line to score on the wild pitch. And Ridgefield, after getting caught at 2, just like that, back up now, 2 runs. Their biggest lead of the night at 4-2. Braden Oram at the plate, 2 balls and no strikes with nobody out. Well, Micah participating in that for Seattle U, but it reminded me just to see that important work in the HBCU Seattle series. The 2-0 pitch, a 2-hopper. Severance waits for the second hop, fields cleanly and throws out Oram. 1 away, and Bo Rico, the batter. Bo Rico, the catcher, has bounced into a forced play and grounded to short. 4-2 Ridgefield in the 6th. If you get a chance, I encourage you to do so. Kerry Eggers has done another fine story, kerryeggers.com. An outstanding writer, journalist, deep dives in all of the stories that he writes. Incredible work on Kerry's part over the years. The son of a member of the Oregon State Sports Hall of Fame and the OSU Hall of Fame, the legendary original SID at Oregon State, Johnny Yeagers. The first pitch missing, the count 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, a two-hopper back at first, fielded by Ethan Porter. Underhands to Jinky Tomita covering for out number 2, and Nate Stuyvesant, the batter. Kerry has a story, it appeared last week at kerryeggers.com, on Gerald Bolden's Extra Innings PDX baseball program. Gerald Bolden, Extra Innings PDX, with the benefactor of Dave Gunderson and our own Dan Siegel, also providing resources in the program that's, by definition, designed to introduce inner-city children to the game of baseball. It's a wonderful read. Story. Give yourself some time. The Kerry Eggers stories these days. In his retirement, he has more time and no deadline. And when he writes stories, they go long form, but they're very interesting. And so the work that Seattle U doing with that HBCU series and the Extra Innings PDX under Gerald Bolden with the benefactors Dan Siegel, Dave Gunderson, and others. Outstanding and important work. Jinky Tomita, no balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. The Knights trailing now 4-2. Throws a breaking ball just inside to Nate Stuyvesant. 1-2 the count. Nate is grounded to short and flied to right. Tomita's 1-2 pitch misses inside. Ball 2. 2-2. Jinky shaking off his battery mate Dakota Chun a couple of times. Now Jinky's 2-2 pitch, fastball taken. Strike 3 called to retire the side. 5 strikeouts for Jinky Tomita through 3 innings. The leadoff walk got him in a little bit of trouble here in the 5th. That led to a triple and then a wild pitch, scoring Braden Watson. Braden Watson has turned into Sonny Jim Bottomley here in the summer of 2026. Ridgefield with the lead back. They get 2 runs. And at the end of 5.5, Ridgefield 4, the Knights 2, back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Rolling with the crew, where good vibes meet good times. Retro keys, vintage vibes, unlock your next adventure. Pups got the hookup too, belly rubs included. Space to kick back, laugh out loud, and just be. Hit the pop shop for quick snacks and take in the moment, or just chill with your pup and soak up the good life. Stay original at Hotel Corvallis.
At Eugene Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
Four to 2 Ridgefield, bottom of the 6th. Joey Morosco takes a first pitch strike from right-hander Cole Schmidt. The 0-1 breaking ball bounced 1-1 to Joey, who has doubled to left and scored a run and struck out. Joey Morosco, Tate Hammond, and Jordan Hockett for the Knights, who are down 4-2. Ridgefield trying to get this series even, render tomorrow night's 6:35 game a rubber match. The 1-1 pitch, Joey, a chopper wide of third to the hole into shallow left, backhanded by Braden Oram, but no play, and Joey Morosco aboard with a single into shallow left field to open the bottom of the 6th. Tate Hammond will be the hitter. Tate has struck out swinging and looking. Coach Knight going through the signs at third. Joey's been a very good runner for the Knights here in the summer of 2026. See if Coach Knight is of a mind to send Joey. The pitch to Hammond popped up down the left field line. Hunter Comine is there to make the catch. One away in the bottom of the 6th with Tate Hammond first ball swinging, flying out to Comine. And I think we may have a hitter coming, and we do. Max Medina will get his first at-bat, batting for Jordan Hockett. Now, Hockett did a nice job in his Corvallis Knights debut. Hockett in his 2 at-bats, base hits. But Max Medina with the right-hander out there now in Cole Schmidt. Brooke goes with a matchup in Max Medina, the left-handed hitter, standing in at 3-11 with the Knights trailing 4-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Max takes a fastball high and inside from Cole Schmidt, ball 1, 1-0. Joey Morosco at first, 10-for-11 in stolen bases, draws a throw. Good catch by Wattis, backhanding kind of a wild attempt over to first from Cole Schmidt. 1 ball and no strikes to Max Medina. The 1-0 pitch missing inside, ball 2, 2-0. Colin Novacek will get the start tomorrow night for the Corvallis Knights. The pitch to Medina, a little bit high, ball 3, 3-0. Diego Cruz has grabbed a bat and has moved out into the on-deck area. The 3-0 pitch taken for a strike, and the count 3-1. I did have confirmed today by Brooke Knight that Diego was taken out of the game last night after hitting a ground ball back at first and not hustling, not sprinting down the line, was quickly removed. The 3-1 pitch, a strike, and the count goes full to 3-2 to pinch hitter Max Medina. And Brooke wasn't, in any wise saying, hey, don't say that, or no. Yeah, he just said, yeah, man, that's why. When I asked, he confirmed, and that was my suspicion, my guess. There goes Morosco, the 3-2 pitch to Medina, hit foul down towards the TNT Builders party deck. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Max Medina. Diego Cruz will get an opportunity to hit next. But Brooks said, no, Diego took it very well and even apologized, and then later said thank you. The 3-2 pitch with Morosco going in the turf for ball 4. Diego, a really good kid and conscientious, and knew that he had to, in a sense, pay the bill for failing to hustle down the line out of the box, and ended up apologizing and thanking Coach Knight. And now Diego gets a chance to hit. He missed in a sense, the last half of last night's ball game and the first half of this one. But now Diego to the plate, and my guess is, knowing the type of young man that he is, the personality that he has, and Coach Canham effusive in talking about Diego recently. As you know, when we had the YouTube Game of the Week, Mitch was one of our guests, and he said that the kid just lights up a room, and delighted to have Diego as a Beaver. He stands in as a pinch hitter and looks at a breaking ball a little bit high, ball 1, 1-0. So the Knights down 4-2, but have an opportunity here to close the gap. Tying runs are on base with 1 away. Diego Cruz pinch hitting for Berkeley Rents. Diego swings and chops one up along first, and the ball goes under the mitt of Zach Wattis into right field. Morosco scores. Into third base goes Max Medina. Cruz into second, and now they don't watch at third, and down the line to score is Max Medina, taking advantage of some hesitation on the part of the Ridgefield Raptors. And the Knights pull even at 4. An eventful swing, to be sure, by Diego Cruz. And Diego hustling into second. Time called. Chris Cota on his way out to the mound. Diego hit the ball sharply back at first. Wattis tried to short hop it. The ball went under his glove. He's charged with an error. Thus, 2-run score on the play. No RBIs for Diego Cruz. But I know that Diego, with the swing that he put on, put some pressure on Wattis to try to make a play. Excellent base running by Max Medina. Took advantage of some momentary confusion, a lack of any attention being paid to Max at third. And they whirled around finally at the last moment, made a throw to the plate and late. And Max Medina scores the tying run. Diego Cruz is at second. A new pitcher coming in for the Ridgefield Raptors. We'll take a 90-second pitching change break as Chris Cota goes to the bullpen. The Knights have pulled even. Mateo Rojas is coming in. We'll be back in 90 in this 4-4 tie on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Rolling with the crew, where good vibes meet good times. Retro Keys. Rolling with the crew, where good vibes meet good times. Retro Keys, vintage vibes, unlock your next adventure. Poop's got the hookup too, belly rubs included. Space to kick back, laugh out loud, and just be. Hit the pop shop for quick snacks and take in the moment, or just chill with your pup and soak up the good life. Stay original at Hotel Corvallis.
At Eugene Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
A 4-4 tie in the bottom of the sixth. Mateo Rojas delivers to Ethan Porter. A breaking ball to Ethan misses from Mateo. Down and away, ball one. The catcher, Bo Rico, trots out to the mound to confer with his new battery mate, Mateo Rojas. Mateo out of Foster City, just south of San Francisco, and Hillsdale High School, transferring to the University of Hawaii from Kenyatta College. Mateo comes set. The go-ahead run, Diego Cruz at second. The 1-0 pitch. Porter, a drive to right field. Back goes Proctor. He camps under it, makes the catch. Diego Cruz tags and motors to third. A good swing put on by Ethan Porter to his teammate Josh Proctor. 2 down. 3 Beavers involved in that with Diego Cruz, Ethan Porter, and Josh Proctor. Anticipating, a sense of anticipation for tomorrow night. And Go Beavs night here, presented by R.R. Chandler Luxury Home Building and Design. Kellen Siegel, the batter. Kellen en route to Cal Poly after an excellent run at Lynn Benton Community College. First pitch, breaking ball, a strike, dropped by Bo Rico. Maybe still not on the same page with his battery mate. Simply dropped a good pitch thrown by Mateo Rojas. Diego Cruz at third, 2 down. Kellen with a sacrifice fly. Last inning shows bunt, pulls the bat back and looks at a breaking ball away from Mateo. The Raptors pulling ahead with 2 in the top of the 6th inning. The Knights went back with 2 of their own and now trying to forge the lead. With Cruz at third, 2 down, 1 ball and 1 strike to Kellen Siegel, who tried to check his swing on appeal, no swing. Says Bryce Reeves. He's been consistent with that, and hearing it a little bit now from within the Raptors dugout. It was close. But Kellen apparently able to get the barrel stopped. 2 balls and a strike. Mateo from the stretch in this 4-4 tie. Delivers down and away. Ball 3. 3-1. Dakota Chun on deck. Mateo, 6'3", 215-pounder. 3 balls and a strike. Works from the stretch and throws ball 4 to Kellen Siegel. The Knights with runners at the corners and 2 down. Dakota Chun, the batter. Dakota has flied to center, been hit by a pitch, and been aboard on an error. Wouldn't be surprised if Coach Knight puts a play on here and makes Ridgefield have to decide whether to throw through or not. The first pitch to Dakota misses away, ball 1. Kellen, a good runner, good athlete. Same for Diego Cruz at third. A 4-4 tie, bottom of the 6th, 1-0 to Chun. Mateo works out of the stretch. Siegel does go. The pitch is low, and the Raptors just concede the base. Siegel with the steal. Another contribution from Pape Material Handling and the Knights, $50 to Community Outreach, Inc. Bo Kearns with a quick chat with head coach Brooke Knight. The 2-0 pitch taken down and in, ball 3, 3-0. First base open. Ryan Severns, right-handed hitter on deck. Dakota swings from the left side. 3 balls and no strikes. Cruz at third, Siegel at second, 2 down. Mateo's 3-0 pitches down the middle for a strike. The count 3-1. Good ball game. A 4-4 tie, bottom of the 6th. The finale tomorrow, and then the last 3 regular season home games this weekend, Friday through Sunday. 3-1 to Dakota Chun. The 3-1 pitch, a strike, and again dropped by Bo Rico. I've seen more drops from Rico in this half inning and from just that I've seen from a catcher in a long time, so I'm not quite sure what's up with that. But the count has gone full to 3-2. Dakota Chun with the crowd throwing down the noise, looking for a clutch 2-out hit to give the Knights the lead. He swings and fouls it back. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dakota Chun, with Diego Cruz at third, Kellen Siegel at second. The Knights have not led tonight. Dakota Chun and company trying to change it. The 3-2 pitch is grounded into right field, base hit. They've changed it. Diego Cruz scores. Rounding third is Kellen Siegel. He scores. Dakota Chun, a 2-run single, and the Knights lead it 6-4. A 4-run inning for the Knights, and they're not done yet. Ryan Severns, the batter. Ryan has been hit by pitches twice and struck out. Nice response by the Knights. Mateo Rojas hits Ryan Severns. That's the 3rd time tonight that Ryan's been hit by a pitch. Dakota Chun down to second. Severns heads to first. And that will bring Maverick Russell to the plate. Maverick, in his first at-bat, struck out. That was last inning. The Knights have sent their 9th men to the plate here in the 6th inning. 4 have scored. Russell takes outside, ball 1, 1-0. Dakota Chun doing a tremendous job, flirting with hitting .400 since the beginning of the season with the Knights. A 2-run single for the lead. He's at second. Ryan Severns at first. The 1-0 pitch missing for ball 2, 2-0. And out to the mound for an official visit goes catcher Bo Rico. The Knights winning handily and getting out early and winning big in the end, 8-2. Have really had to work tonight to get their first lead. A long way to go here, but again, showing some signs. We talked about it in the office before the game. That kind of had the feel of the old-fashioned way. Very familiar look and the kind of baseball we've seen from the Knights through these summers. The pitch to Maverick, a chopper dropped by the pitcher, but he's able to recover, and underhand to first does Mateo Rojas to get Maverick Russell to retire the side. But the Knights bat around and score 4 runs in the inning. Some excellent hitting, base running, and just some clutch baseball by the Knights to pull even and then surpass Ridgefield for the lead as we go to the 7th. At the end of 6, it's the Knights 6 and Ridgefield 4. A new pitcher coming in for the Knights. We'll be back in 2 with this Wilson Motors pitching change. Back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Welcome. We're looking to switch and heard about OCCU. In 20 words, what makes OCCU different?
OCCU has free interest-earning checking, high-yield savings, and a community focus.
That's only 11.
We're the credit union with duck and beaver cards.
Sounds like OCCU has a lot to offer.
OCCU has been around for 70 years. We've learned a thing or two.
Switch to OCCU. Apply online at myoccu.org or at your local branch.
Rolling with the crew, where good vibes meet good times. Retro keys, vintage vibes, unlock your next adventure. Pups got the hookup too, belly rubs included. Space to kick back, laugh out loud, and just be. Hit the pop shop for quick snacks and take in the moment, or just chill with your pup and soak up the good life. Stay original at Hotel Corvallis.
Through 6 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Knights 6 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. Ridgefield 4 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. The new pitcher for the Corvallis Knights, Matthew Kozdurka, and Matt's first pitch, lifted foul back of third. Tate Hammond, with the ball being pushed by the wind back into fair territory, stays with it to make the catch to get Jordan Marion to open matters here in the 7th. 6-4 Knights. Kozdurka delivers and misses with the first pitch, outside, ball 1, 1-0. To Ben Strutt. Strutt is 3 for 3 and having himself a good series. 2 for 4 last night. The 1-0 pitch from Matthew, fastball 4 strike, and the count 1-1. A 4-run bottom of the 6th inning. And the Knights now behind Matthew Kozdurka looking to try to keep the momentum rolling forward. The right-hander out of Sandy High School. Kicks and comes to the plate, swung on and foul back. And the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. The Knights are looking to win their 3rd consecutive series. Rallying to take the lead here tonight. Kozdurka delivers fastball, a high pop-up on the right side. First baseman Ethan Porter is right by the bag in fair territory to haul it in. Ben Strutt retired. 2 down in the 7th. And Hunter Comine will come to the plate. For the Knights defensively now, a battery of Matt Kozdurka and Dakota Chun, with Porter at first. Diego Cruz now in at second. Ryan Severns at short. Tate Hammond at third. In the outfield, Kellen Siegel in left. Joey Morosco in center. And Morosco's actually moved to right. Max Medina in center field. The ground ball towards the gap into right center. Chased down by Max Medina. Fires it in to Ryan Severns for the out at second base. And the inning is over. Hunter Comine hitting one to the gap in right center field. Medina sliding over, just coming into the game in center field. Medina, a brilliant play, and gets the out on Comine to end the inning. Tremendous job by Max Medina, and he gets the hero's greeting from his teammates coming back into the dugout. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Knights 6 and the Ridgefield Raptors 4. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Welcome. We're looking to switch and heard about OCCU. In 20 words, what makes OCCU different?
OCCU has free interest-earning checking, high-yield savings, and a community focus.
That's only 11.
We're the credit union with duck and beaver cards.
Sounds like OCCU has a lot to offer.
OCCU has been around for 70 years. We've learned a thing or two.
Switch to OCCU. Apply online at myoccu.org or at your local branch.
Bottom of the 7th inning, 6-4 Knights. Joey Morosco, first ball swinging, hits it sharply. Good play by the third baseman, Nate Stuyvesant, playing the short hop and throwing across to get Joey. 1 pitch, 1 gone, bottom of the 7th. Joey was a spark plug for the Knights' 4-run inning last inning with a base hit to the hole in left center. Backing up is Ben Strutt here on a fly ball off the bat of Tate Hammond. He too first ball swinging. Strutt makes the catch. 2 pitches, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. And coming to the plate will be Max Medina, who just made the slide out in the alley in right center, got up, whirled around and threw Comine out, trying to stretch a single into a double. Medina first ball swinging, fouls it straight back, 0-1 the count, and Coach Knight is asking for time. Now Max, after 2 pitches and 2 outs, should have taken the first pitch. So Brooke Knight kind of taking matters into his own hands to make sure that Kozdurka and company, that the Knights have a little more time. to regroup. If Medina would have put that in fair play, that would have been 3 pitches and 3 outs, and that's just something you rarely, if ever, see, because if the first 2 batters have swung at the first 2 pitches and made out, it's not a rule, but almost every every team in the history of the game subscribes by, look, we can't have a 3-pitch inning for the other guy. The pitch is taken. Ball 1-1 by Medina after a quick conversation with his head coach, and now Mateo Rojas, the big right-hander, back to the plate and misses again. Ball 2-1 to Max Medina. He walked and scored as a pinch hitter last inning. The 2-1 pitch, Max takes low, ball 3-1. So the meeting between Brooke and Max Medina having the proper effect. The 3-1 pitch to Medina hit sharply, but right at the second baseman, Jordan Marion. Marion flips to first, and the Knights do go in order, but it took a few more than 3 pitches to get there. We go to the 8th. It remains the Knights 6 and Ridgefield 4 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Matthew Kozdurka's first pitch to Zach Wattis swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Top of the 8th, 6-4 Knights. The strike one pitch hit sharply on one hop right at Ethan Porter, who takes it to the bag for the out. 1 away. Tyler walking over and is going to give me that look, that stare, like, you got something for me, you got something for me, you got something for me. Last night I expressed how Faith Nashif came up and just stood and looked. Tyler's doing the same thing. I'll give you something here in a second. So hang on, he's staring me down. We got to get a Washington Park Advisors player of the game. The pitch to Josh Proctor swung on and missed, and the count 0-1. Paul Blackburn arriving without a jacket, without a long sleeve shirt. Really surprised. He thinks it's a warm summer night. It ain't. No balls and a strike. The 0-1 pitch to Proctor, a slider in there for strike 2. 0-2 the count. I may need to wait till the end of this half inning to kind of look at everything, Tyler. 6-4 Knights in the 8th. No balls and 2 strikes. Kozdurka working on Josh Proctor, who checks and takes down and away. Josh is grounded to first, doubled home a run, and walked and scored. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Josh Proctor with Braden Watson on deck, the RBI king. 1-2 to Josh Proctor. 6-4 Knights in the 8th. The 1-2 pitch, fastball outside, ball 2, 2-2. The right-hander, Matthew Kozdurka, peering into Dakota Chun. Now back to the plate, the 2-2 pitch. Proctor drills it by the diving Diego Cruz into right center field, base hit. Max Medina over to cut it off. Proctor with another good swing. Josh using the whole field. Tonight, double to left, and here is single to center. Last night, a base hit to right field. So he's swinging it well. Off to a good start in his kind of abbreviated summer of baseball. A one-out single. Braden Watson, the batter, and that's been trouble for all comers. He with his 32 runs batted in 17 games. Looks at a slider from Matthew Kozdurka for a strike. The count 0-1. 1,386 in the ballpark tonight. 1,386 in game 2 of the series. Kozdurka set, 6-4 Knights in the 8th. The tying run at the plate. Watson, a big rip, doesn't get it. And the count 0-2. A lot of candidates tonight for that Washington Park Advisors Player of the Game, and they have to maybe take it under advisement. And a ground ball into right field for the incredibly hot Braden Watson. Base hit. Joey Morosco gets the ball back in, and here come the Raptors. They're down by a score of 6-4, but they have runners at first and second and nobody out for Braden Oram. Mac the Knight making the rounds. Good to see you, Mac. Great job. In the Omaha room earlier when a foul ball landed up there, Mac made sure everybody was taken care of, and now he's making the rounds just below our vantage point here. The tying runs on base. The pitch to Oram, tried to check his swing, but went around on a fastball. 0-1 the count. Jinky Tomita is the pitcher of record. He pitched well. Now Matt Kozdurka following Jinky, who followed Matt Sherwood. A number of contributors in the Knights' offensive attack, leading 6-4 in the 8th. But the tying runs on base for Ridgefield, and a ground ball, another one into right field, base hit. Josh Proctor will be held at third. Morosco gets the ball back in, and the Raptors with 3 consecutive singles. Proctor, Watson, and Oram. Bo Rico, the left-hand hitting catcher, 0 for 3, coming to the plate. Bo Kearns and Brooke Knight talking matters over in the dugout. Bo Rico, the hitter. Now the Knights' closer is in left field right now. That's Kellen Siegel. But, you know, whether they would pull him in if we got to the 9th inning, we'll see. But Kellen out in left. Hey, Paul. Yeah, I said hi as you were coming up. Paul Blackburn watching the game in the warmth of the Omaha room, comes out with no jacket, and yet he has a smile on his face. Apparently the chill of the evening hasn't gotten to him as it's getting to us as we try to find extra. I'm using a Corvallis Knights long sleeve shirt as a blanket with Bo Kearns on his way out to the mound. The Raptors have loaded the bases with 1 out. Bo Rico, the hitter, at 0 for 3. If you live or work in one of 24 western or central Oregon counties, you're entitled to membership privileges in the full financial services of Oregon State Credit Union. And again, we thank Oregon State Credit Union for their annual sponsorship of the huge fireworks night here. That was back on July 3rd. Oregon State Credit Union, investing in our communities and dedicated to creating financial solutions toward making local lives better. First pitch fastball to Bo Rico. Hit foul. To the left and out of play. No balls and 1 strike to Bo. The Knights infield at double play depth. They've turned 3 in the series, looking for another big one right here to end the inning and keep the lead at 2. Bases loaded, 1 out. 3 straight singles for the Raptors. The 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 to Bo Rico. Clutch situation right here from Matthew Kozdurka. Working on Bo, who we'll see in the future in the Pac-12 at Fresno State. The 0-2 pitch hit high and deep to right. Back on the ball goes Morosco, still going back. This ball carries off the base of the fence. Proctor scores, Braden Watson scores. The ball game even at 6, and to third base goes Braden Orem. Bo Rico, a 2-run double, and we start again. Both teams have shown resiliency here. That ball blasted by Rico off the fence in right center field. 4 consecutive hits, 3 singles, and now the double. And we have a 6-6 tie, and Ridgefield in good position to take the lead here now with runners at second and third and only 1 out. Nate Stuyvesant, the batter. Nate 0 for 3, but so was Bo Rico before that at-bat. The Knights pull their infield in on the edge of the green. Kozdurka delivers a line drive caught by Ryan Severns, the shortstop. Perfect position for that line drive. At the edge of the green, it's straight away short. 2 down, another first pitch swing on the part of a Raptors hitter. Stuyvesant lines out, Jordan Marion the batter. A 6-6 tie in the top of the 8th inning. The Knights scoring 4 to take a 6-4 lead in the 6th, but the Raptors now playing catch up. And now looking for a clutch hit in the lead here in the top of the 8th. First ball swinging, Jordan Marion doesn't get it. 0-1 the count. Second and third, 2 down. Braden Orem, the runner at third. Bo Rico at second. Matthew Kozdurka from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch on the way, fastball up. The count 1-1. Xavier Rios trotting down towards the Corvallis Knights bullpen. The Raptors have activity in their bullpen as well. The 1-1 pitch just inside, ball 2, 2-1. Brooke is asking the question that Steve Kimball is asking, where did the pitch miss? Evidently a little inside. 2 balls and a strike to Jordan Marion, whose walk struck out and popped out. The pitch on the way, a comebacker. Nice play by Kozdurka. Underhands to Ethan Porter to end the inning. However, 4 straight hits, 3 singles and a double, and the Raptors have caught up. Good ball game. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Ridgefield 6 and the Knights 6 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Welcome. We're looking to switch and heard about OCCU. In 20 words, what makes OCCU different?
OCCU has free interest-earning checking, high-yield savings, and a community focus.
That's only 11.
We're the credit union with duck and beaver cards.
Sounds like OCCU has a lot to offer.
OCCU has been around for 70 years. We've learned a thing or two.
Switch to OCCU. Apply online at myoccu.org or at your local branch.
Bottom of the 8th inning, a 6-6 tie. Good work by the visiting Ridgefield Raptors to rally back from down 6-4. Diego Cruz will lead things off for the Knights in the bottom of the 8th inning against right-hander Mateo Rojas. Cruz runs up as if to slap for a hit and takes low and inside, ball 1, 1-0. Berkeley Renson, the 9-hole, had a sacrifice fly in the second, grounded out in the fourth. Diego hit the ball that kind of ate up Zach Wattis. And the Knights scored 2 runs on the play. Diego again runs up in that slap maneuver and swings and misses. Mateo's 1-1 pitch. Diego a big rip and doesn't get it. 1-2 the count. Diego Cruz then back to the top of the order. Ethan Porter and Kellen Siegel. A 6-6 tie, bottom of the 8th inning. Rojas to the plate. Cruz a soft liner at second baseman Jordan Marion, who makes the catch. 1 away, and Ethan Porter, the batter. Ethan is 1 for 4, but the one, a big one. A triple to straightaway center field to lead off the 5th. The Knights with a run in the 2nd, 1 in the 5th, and 4 in the 6th. Ridgefield 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 6th, and 2 in the 8th to account for the Raptors' 6 runs. Porter takes high from Mateo Rojas. The 1-0 fastball, a little bit high, ball 2, 2-0. Kellen Siegel, the on-deck hitter for the Knights. The 2-0 pitch is high, ball 3. Kellen has not moved out into the on-deck area yet. Now he does. The pitch to Porter, high and inside for ball 3, 3-0. Mateo Rojas, the right-hander, ready. The 3-0 pitch on the way, a strike. The count 3-1. If Porter gets on the way he's been going this summer, he's a threat to run. Try to get himself into scoring position, set the Knights up to try to close the thing out. He swings at the 3-1 pitch, hits it foul over my head to the right and out of play. The Urchins give chase in the alley. 3-2 the count, 1 away, bottom of the 8th of a 6-6 tie. Mateo Rojas back to the plate, the payoff pitch, swung on and grounded into left field, base hit. Ethan Porter, a 1-out single in the bottom of the 8th of this 6-6 tie. And my guess is, with Kellen Siegel coming to the plate and the way Porter has been running this summer, that he'll be looking to try to get into scoring position. A 6-6 tie, the Knights hoping to forge a lead and then go win it. Kellen himself might be given a chance to nail it down if the Knights can get a run here in the bottom of the 8th. Kellen swings at the first pitch, doesn't get it. 0-1 the count. Kellen has walked, flied to right, had a sacrifice fly to right, and walked and scored. A 6-6 tie, bottom of the 8th. The 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Off speed. Good job by Mateo, changing speeds, and is ahead to Kellen, no balls and 2 strikes. Dakota Chun on deck. Mateo comes set, third pitcher of the night for Ridgefield. Delivers the 0-2 pitch, breaking ball backhanded in the turf by Bo Rico. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Ethan Porter, a 1-out single held on by Zach Wattis. The 1-2 pitch to Kellen, taken down and in. Ball 2, 2-2. Coach Knight going through a sign at third. I just feel like Porter's going to be on the move at some point in this sequence. Try to get into scoring position and give the Knights a couple of shots to get him home. 2-2 the count. The pitch on the way, and Porter will head down to second on a wild pitch to the backstop. So, yeah, I thought he was going to be on the move. He goes to second on the wild one, uncorked by Mateo Rojas. So the Knights do have a couple of shots at it. Kellen has worked it from 0-2 to 3-2. Dakota Chun on deck. 6-6, bottom of the 8th. Rojas, 3-2 pitch inside for ball 4. Nicely done by Kellen. He draws his third walk of the evening. Dakota Chun to the plate. And I don't think Dakota is going to be given the opportunity to face Rojas. It looks like the Raptors have a left-hander at the ready in the bullpen, and they do. So we will take a 2-minute pitching change break with a southpaw coming in to match up against Dakota Chun, who had the clutch 2-run single to give the Knights the lead in the 6th. Looking to try to come up with another hit in the 8th, give the Knights the lead back, and put them in a position to win it. A 6-6 tie, 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 8th, back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Welcome. We're looking to switch and heard about OCCU. In 20 words, what makes OCCU different?
OCCU has free interest earning checking, high yield savings, and a community focus.
That's only 11.
We're the credit union with duck and beaver cards.
Sounds like OCCU has a lot to offer.
OCCU has been around for 70 years. We've learned a thing or two.
Switch to OCCU. Apply online at myoccu.org or at your local branch.
Now batting for the Knights from the University of Portland, the catcher, number 17, Dakota Chun.
Clutch situation in the ball game, bottom of the 8th, a 6-6 tie. First pitch to Dakota Chun, a ground ball to second. Marion goes to Orem for 1, on to first for the double play. That's a bit anticlimactic for the Knights. The new pitcher comes in, runners at first and second, and 1 out. And I'm trying to get a read. I believe that was Isaiah Hearn, and I just can't see the number. I'm going to have to make a call to find out who that was. But because the number didn't correspond with anything we have on our score sheet. So I've got to take a look, see if I can find another means of finding out who that pitcher wearing a number that's not on the roster was for Ridgefield. But he comes in and does a tremendous job. Aaron Lewis, perhaps. I've got him listed as an outfielder and as a right-hander, so I've got to confer with Jack Connolly. But whomever that was, he did a great job. 1 pitch and a double play, and the inning is over. We go to the 9th, the 6-6 tie. Kellen Siegel is in, but it ain't a save situation. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
pitcher for the Knights from Cal Poly, number 9, Kellen Siegel.
Well, I was dubious about Aaron Lewis only because on the program we have for the Ridgefield Raptors, he's listed as a right-hander. Bats right, throws right, Aaron Lewis. But the number 35 that we have shows Aaron Lewis, but I just thought, well, there must be a change or something because that guy ain't batting right or throwing right. Left-handed pitcher, Aaron Lewis comes in and induces a double play on one pitch. And we go to the 9th, so it was Aaron Lewis according to Brooks Hatch. Kellen Siegel goes to work in this 6-6 tie in the top of the 9th inning against the leadoff hitter for Ridgefield. That's Ben Strutt, and Ben swings at the first pitch and fouls it at the plate. 0-1 the count on this cool, breezy Wednesday night in the Mid-Valley. The strike one pitch, Kellen fires a fastball at 91 to the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. The Knights had an opportunity to forge the lead, not able to, and so now Kellen trying to make sure that the Knights have a chance to win it with a run in the bottom half. Kellen was being prepped to come to the bump and get another save. He delivers a fastball, swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's been an excellent summer for the Cal Poly bound Kellen Siegel. The right-hander with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes delivers. Fastball swung out and missed. Strike 3, 1 away. Kellen with 6 saves on the summer has not allowed an earned run. He's making his 13th appearance. An ERA of 0, and in his 13 innings coming in, 13 hits, 2 walks, 13 strikeouts. He fans Ben Strutt to open the top of the 9th. Hunter Comine, the batter. And the first pitch, missing down and away, ball 1, 1-0. 6-6, top of the 9th inning. Kellen back to the plate with a 1-0 pitch. Fastball sprayed foul down the right field side and well out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Hunter. In the bottom of the 9th inning, the Knights due to send up Ryan Severns, Maverick Russell, and Joey Morosco. 1-1 the count. Kellen to the plate. Fastball a little bit inside, ball 2, 2-1. Was mentioned in the Raptors operations, Sean Gard, the public address announcer. I hope he's still doing it. Worked for Peter Jacobson Productions for some 16 years, helping to produce the wonderful event, the Fred Meyer Challenge. Great work on that through the years. The 2-1 pitch to Comine misses down and away, ball 3, 3-1. The Knights will be in Ridgefield next week, Tuesday through Thursday, to close the regular season. Kellen ready, the 3-1 pitch, a chopper to third between hops, and Tate Hammond waiting for the second hop has the ball go through his glove. Even with the bag at third and into shallow left, chased down by Ryan Severns.
Now batting first baseman, number 23,
And
Zach Wattis.
that'll bring to the plate Zach Wattis with the go-ahead run at first here in the top of the 9th inning. An error charge to Tate Hammond. I think the play was going to be close at first. The pitch to Wattis fouled away to the left and out of play. But had Hammond fielded cleanly, Brooks Hatch felt that The throw would have been in time to get the out. Hence, an error charged to Tate at third in this 6-6 tie in the top of the 9th inning. Kellen Siegel again from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch is high, ball one, 1-1. Another incredible moon beginning to rise above the tree line as we look southeast from our vantage point adjacent to the McGrath family press box. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Fastball inside, ball 2, 2-1. It's a long way from the 75 million people that watched Game 6 in the 75 World Series on a one day after the official full moon when Game 6 occurred in 75. The 2-1 pitch, Kellen misses away, ball 3, 3-1. But we are getting a day after full moon rising, and we'll soon be hovering and looking with a good view of the action from the way it looks to me. It's a beautiful looking sight beyond the right center field fence as Kellen Siegel in the 6-6 tie comes to the plate with a 3-1 fastball called ball 4, and Brooke Knight can't believe it. Brooke comes up a step or two out of the dugout to give Taylor Schneider the business, and the Knights in a little bit of trouble now. An error, a walk, first and second, 1 out for Josh Proctor. The final score of that ball game, as you know, Game 6 is 75, was 7-6. Red Sox on Carlton Fisk's incredible home run that turned the Hub and Boston in just absolute hysteria in that 12-inning classic, one of the great World Series games of all time, in what some people say was the best World Series of all time, 75 Red Sox Reds. Kellen Siegel misses to Josh Proctor, ball 1, 1-0. Hunter Comeno aboard on an error at second. Zach Wattis drawing a walk at first, 1 out, 6-6 in the 9th. Kellen to the plate, Proctor takes a strike, and a mock cheer from the fans tonight. A little bit upset with Taylor Schneider, who in their minds has squeezed Kellen a bit here in the top of the 9th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike to Josh Proctor's had a good ball game. The pride of Altadena and of Oregon State awaiting Kellen Siegel. The 1-1 fastball away, ball 2, 2-1. Josh has grounded out, doubled home run, walked and scored, and singled and scored. 6-6, top of the 9th inning. Hunter Comene at second, Zach Wattis at first with 1 out. Proctor, the cleanup hitter, trying to do just that right here, although Mr. RBI, Braden Watson, is on deck. Proctor takes a strike. Good fastball, well located by Kellen. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The fans are exhorted to get loud by the video board out in right, and they are responding to that exhortation. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kellen to the plate. Proctor, a line drive, base hit down the left field line. Hunter Comeno rounding third. The relay will not be made by Tate Hammond. He cuts it off. Comene scores, and Josh Proctor comes into his home ballpark, Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, and delivers his 3rd hit of the night. 2nd run batted in, and it gives Ridgefield the lead here in the 9th inning at 7-6. It is an unearned run. Comene getting on base on the error. Zach Wattis stopping at second. Braden Watson, the batter, has walked, fly to center, tripled home a run, and singled and scored. The pitch on the way to Braden, fastball from Kellen down and away, ball 1, 1-0. For what it's worth, and I know for Kellen, ever the team man and competitor, it's not worth a whole lot. He's behind in the game 7-6, but the run at this point is unearned. Kellen back to the plate, fastball foul back. Some activity will begin in the Knights bullpen. Top of the 9th, the Knights trail 7-6. And again, in the bottom half of the inning, Ryan Severns, Maverick Russell, and Joey Morosco, the scheduled hitters. Zach Wattis at second, Josh Proctor at first. 7-6 Ridgefield, top of the ninth inning. The Knights had a 6-4 lead going into the eighth inning. Now trail 7-6 in the ninth. Kellen Siegel from the stretch looks at Wattis hopping away from second. Wattis is running to third, and the pitch gets by Dakota Chun to the backstop. A wild pitch, and the runner's moving up 90 feet. It'll be a stolen base for Wattis. Proctor goes to second on the wild pitch. And Ridgefield up 7-6, a chance to create some really meaningful separation from the hottest RBI man in the league, Braden Watson. Runners at second and third and one out. The infield instructed to play in by Brooke Knight. The 2-1 pitch to Watson, down and away, ball 3. And Brooke makes the decision here, and I think it's a good one. Put Watson aboard. Watson has just been incredibly hot, driving in runs. So with a count of 3-1, Brooks steps in front of the dugout and says, let's put the man aboard. And Watson is intentionally walked. Braden Orem, the batter, bases loaded, one out, 7-6 Ridgefield. Braden Orem is 1 for 4, single to right field in the 2-run eighth inning. The Raptors have scored a run here in the ninth and lead at 7-6. Bases loaded, one out. Orem, a line drive into left field, base hit. Wattis scores. Proctor will be held at third. And Ridgefield leads it 8-6 with another first ball swinging effort. In this case, Orem with a base hit to left. 8-6 Ridgefield. And the crowd of 1,386 suddenly quite subdued. And it was really the work of Aaron Lewis who kind of quelled everything here, quieted everybody down. The Knights appeared to be in good shape to take the lead back, and Aaron Lewis comes in, one pitch, double play, and all of the momentum gone from the Knights at that point. The Raptors have it clearly now. Brooke Knight comes out of the Knights dugout for a visit with Kellen Siegel, and he's going to make his Brooke a pitching change. Brought to you by Wilson Motors, supporting the community since 1940. Corvallis Knights baseball since 2007. A Wilson Motors pitching change. Kellen Siegel's had a tremendous summer. He had an out, and then an error occurred, but has given up his first earned run, even at that, of the summer of 2026. The Knights go to the bullpen down 8-6 in the ninth. Back in 2 on this Wilson Motors pitching change on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
the plate, the catcher, number 11, Bo Rigo.
Zane Garvey getting the baseball for the Knights and just trying to keep the Knights within legitimate striking distance going to the bottom of the ninth inning. As for now, tough enough, down 8-6. The Raptors with the bases loaded and one out. Zane Garvey to face Bo Rico. First ball swinging, drives it into right field, base hit. The ball getting out there so quickly, only one run score. Zach Wattis, Josh Proctor coming down the line to score. 9-6, another first ball cut, and this produces an RBI base hit. That's back-to-back first ball swings here in the top of the ninth inning, and both producing runs. 9-6 Ridgefield, bases remain loaded. Nate Stuyvesant, the batter. Zane Garvey from the stretch to the plate, first ball swinging. Stuyvesant fouls it back. 0-1 the count. 9-6 Ridgefield, top of the ninth inning. Bases loaded and one out. Braden Watson at third. Braden Oram at second. Bo Rico at first. 9 runs and 14 hits for Ridgefield. Garvey to the plate. The strike one pitch is in there for strike two. 0-2 the count to Stuyvesant. Was grounded to short, flied to right, struck out, and lined to short. It appears as though we're heading to a rubber match tomorrow night, 6:35. Garvey delivers, swung on and missed, strike three. 2 down, Jordan Marion, the batter. Really nicely done by Ridgefield. Trailing going to the 8th inning. They strung 4 hits together last inning to score 2 to tie. And here in the 9th, after 1 out, an error walk, a base hit, an intentional walk, 2 more hits. And Ridgefield takes full command of this one, up 9-6. Top of the 9th inning. 5 runs over the last 2 frames, and the bases are still loaded here. 2 down. The first pitch, a strike to Jordan Marion, the 9th man to come to the plate in the inning for the Raptors. Zane from the stretch, the strike one pitch, a fly ball into left field, and a sliding catch made there to retire the side. Good play out in left by Ethan Porter, moving out to left field with Kellen Siegel coming in from left field, but it's a big inning. That prevented it from getting totally out of hand, the good catch by Ethan Porter. But the Knights are going to need 3 to play on as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Aaron Lewis, who made 1 pitch, a huge pitch in this ball game for a double play to end the bottom of the 8th, will try to get the win and bring it home for Ridgefield when we go to the bottom half. At the end of 8.5, Ridgefield 9, the Knights 6, back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Rolling with the crew, where good vibes meet good times. Retro keys, vintage vibes, unlock your next adventure. Poop's got the hookup too, belly rubs included. Space to kick back, laugh out loud, and just be. Hit the pop shop for quick snacks and take in the moment, or just chill with your pup and soak up the good life. Stay original at Hotel Corvallis.
At Eugene Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
The Knights down 3 going to the bottom of the 9th inning at 9-6. Ryan Severns, who's been hit 3 times in the game, facing Aaron Lewis, the left-hander. The first pitch, Ryan first ball swinging, punches one into right center field, base hit. And Severns decides he didn't want to wait around to get hit again. He goes after the first pitch from Aaron Lewis for a leadoff single. Maverick Russell, the batter. I could tell by the energy in the Knights dugout that there was no give, or like, well, okay, I guess we just got to try to win the series tomorrow night. I mean, there was a high energy after Ethan Porter's inning-ending catch to keep the Knights in the game. And so, to that end, a leadoff single for Ryan Severns. Maverick Russell takes low from Aaron Lewis, ball 1, 1-0. Lewis back to the plate. The 1-0 fastball is high. Ball 2, 2-0. 9-6. Ridgefield, bottom of the 9th inning. But the Knights trying to get something going. Joey Morosco on deck. A leadoff single. A 2-0 count to Maverick. The pitch to Russell down the middle for a strike on the fastball from Aaron Lewis. 2-1 the count. Lewis listed as a right-hander in our literature, so a little surprised, but did a great job last inning to induce the double play ball, and now delivers a 2-1 pitch here to Maverick for a strike. That evens the count at 2-2. Joey Morosco on deck. Breezy, cool evening all evening long, and it's been a back-and-forth kind of affair. The Knights had a lead going to the 8th, now down 3 runs. The pitch to Maverick, a check swing, and he didn't go. The Ridgefield dugout a little fired up about the no swing call. The count goes full, 3-2. This is the big sequence here. If Russell gets on, then the Knights are bringing the tying run to the plate and putting some real pressure on the Raptors. 9-6 Ridgefield, bottom of the 9th. The 3-2 pitch, a comebacker. Aaron Lewis goes to second, his shortstop for 1, and Braden Orm on to first for the double play. Well, the Raptors take all the pressure off with that play. Good job by Aaron Lewis. He's the pitcher of record, and he's an out away from the win. A 1-6-3 double play. Joey Morosco, the batter, 2 outs and nobody on. 9-6 Ridgefield. The Knights down to their final out in the bottom of the 9th inning. It has been tough all year long for the Knights to run away and hide and dominate teams as past Knights clubs have. They still have a chance to win the series. Morosco swings and misses in the count 0-1, and if they do win tomorrow, it would be their 3rd straight series win, making a good push for the postseason. Tomorrow night, Go Beeves night, presented by R.R. Chandler, Luxury Home Building and Design, with the accent on Oregon State stuff. No balls and a strike to Joey Morosco. The pitch to Joey pulled down the left field line into the corner. Morosco on his way for 2, and will get there without a play. Joey Morosco's 3rd hit, his 2nd double. And that'll bring Tate Hammond to the plate. Indeed, some enthusiasm from the crowd. 1,386 has thinned out. But another good swing from Joey Morosco. We were deliberating as to our Washington Park Advisors player of the game, and I said, hey, right now it's Morosco unless somebody comes up with a big game-winning hit, but if not, if Joey gets another hit in his final at-bat, that clinches it. Well, Joey has just clinched our Washington Park Advisors player of the game with his 3rd hit of the night, 2 of them doubles, and he scored 2 runs. Tate Hammond fouls one off to the left and out of play. No balls and a strike to Tate, who's 0 for 4. Trying to break out of that, find a hole somewhere, and keep the Knights in the game. Strike 1 pitch, a 2-hopper back of first, fielded by Wattis, will race to the bag. He steps on it for the out, and the ball game is over. And Ridgefield has created a rubber match for tomorrow. They defeat the Corvallis Knights with a big push late. 2 runs in the 8th, the tie. 3 runs in the ninth to take the lead and win it. 9 runs, 14 hits, and 2 errors for the victorious Ridgefield Raptors, who are already in the playoffs. They are in by virtue of winning the first half and clinch home field advantage. They do an excellent job tonight in taking care of business. 9-6 to create a rubber match for tomorrow. For the Corvallis Knights, 6 runs, 9 hits, and an error. The Knights and the Raptors will settle the series tomorrow night. And again, make note that Lakeshore Lane Saturday night, after the Knights, Friday night, Lakeshore Lane's Adley Rutschman bobblehead night coming up this Friday at 6:35. Be among the first 250 fans to get former Knight and former Beaver Adley Rutschman's bobblehead. The Raptors square the series in a back-and-forth kind of game. In the end, it's Ridgefield, 2 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th to win it and force the rubber match tomorrow. Our final score, Ridgefield 9 and the Corvallis Knights 6. For our crew tonight, Quinn Stoffaker, Derek Barty, Brian Thomas, Dale Hummel, Garrett Dworshak, and Javon Grossman. This is Mike Parker thanking you for joining us. Again, our final score, Ridgefield 9 and the Knights 6. See you tomorrow at 6:20 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. So long, everybody.